Hello and welcome to Let's Talk Sports, live watch along of RB Leipzig versus Borussia Monchengladbach. And this is going to be an interesting one because RB Leipzig I'm sure they always say, don't they, after their opponents have just won their game in a title race, they don't know the result, but I think we know that they do. They probably didn't even train. They probably thought, you know what, let's watch the end of this game and hope that FC Cologne can come back from 4-1 down and make it 4-4 or win 5-4. Ha! You're dreaming. Anyway, we're just waiting for the teams to come out onto the pitch. I'm with Luke Tanner and Joe Stanley. Lads, you missed an absolute goal fest before in our other watch along. Bayern Munich 5, FC Cologne 1. Did any of you see a moment of it, or?
I was watching the watch on with you.
Oh, were you? Oh, yeah. So
I commented a few questions of it. So yeah, I was watching on the other, but Bayern just doing Bayern things.
Yeah.
Just scoring loads of goals, giving their opponents hope, and then just snatching the hope away from them whenever they feel like it. Really.
Goals good. Just a normal day for Bayern Munich, but they were certainly shaky early in the second half when FC Cologne got a goal back, but then the inspiration of getting Muller and Gnabry on was certainly a good move by Hansi Flick, but it was pretty obvious really to get some actual goal scorers back up there since Choupo-Moting went quiet since his goal, and Lewandowski getting the goal straight away when Muller came on. Literally, Joe, within his first touch of the game, I think, with Muller, he got an assist, which just shows that Bayern Munich have missed him.
Yeah, and they always say, obviously, form is temporary, class is permanent, is the old cliche, but that's the epitome of Thomas Muller, isn't he? He's a class act, a class player. Apparently, he's a great personality off the pitch.
And he's like
so key to Bayern Munich. So crucial for Bayern Munich going forward in an attacking sense. He links the midfield and the attack perfectly, and obviously can get goals as well, which is obviously important. And the aim of the game in football is to outscore your opponent. That's a bit of Michael Owen punditry there. A bit of Michael Owen punditry right there. The team that scores the most goals wins, so there you go.
That is a real shame, Joe, because I was about to promote you as well, but I think that there's no longer going to happen after saying
we're allowed one mistake, aren't we?
No, of course not. No one's ever allowed a mistake. Well, the game's kicked off, and I got it right with the shirt colours. Mönchengladbach. Yeah.
No, you're going to be in front of me for once.
I'm using a bet stream, man. Bet stream's always live at the same time.
I'm about 10 seconds in, I am.
I'm 35 at the moment.
See, but Gladbach is on the bench.
I'm making the most out of this because I never ever go ahead of anyone when it comes to streams.
Rafinha's gone into Martinez in the Villa game.
Of course, yeah, Villa Leeds going on right now. That'll be a cracker.
I'm multi-screening again.
Multi-screening again. Let us know your thoughts on the live chat page. I'll tell you what, we'll get the predictions off Joe and Luke and myself, and we'll put it on the live chat page, and we'll look back at them at full time like we did the other night. Luke, what's your scoreline prediction for this?
I'm predicting goals. So I'm predicting like a 3-3.
Really?
Yeah, 3-3. I'm expecting goals because I've seen the RB Leipzig team, and they've got Mukiele and Upamecano, who I'm expecting them to slip around a little bit. I'm putting them a bit slipping around. And Gladbach have got goals in their teams. I wanted to see Neuhaus play for Gladbach, but he's on the bench. So going to have to see him in the second half.
He is. Of course, the lineups are on the bottom of our screen, folks. That's the starting lineup, and the substitutes and available and who's out of the game is in the description below. Leipzig going on the attack for the first time, and it's cleared away by the Mönchengladbach defence. Joe, what's your prediction?
I also reckon it'll be a draw, but I don't think there'll be as many goals. I'm going to go for 1-1.
1-1.
Safe as always, Joe.
I think both teams will score a goal, but I don't know. Mönchengladbach didn't do too bad against City in the week.
This Leipzig team's a bit odd because they're playing Nkunku left wing back, Halstenberg as part of a back three, which I would have expected Mukiele to drop into the back three and Halstenberg playing left wing back and Tyler Adam playing right wing back, with Nkunku and Sabitzer in the middle. But knowing how fluid Leipzig are, it wouldn't surprise me if you see the players pop up in different positions.
Or someone's just had to punch the ball out from a corner. It was a dangerous ball in.
When you say Mukiele, I keep thinking you say Makalele. That's been a while.
10+ years ago, that now.
Oh, she was playing. She was a
What
player and a half.
time are you on already?
I'm on 3:20.
Yeah, so you're 20 seconds ahead of me.
I now know how you feel, Jamie.
What's that?
I now know how you feel.
What, being ahead?
No, being last.
Being what,
Like
last in the
Sheffield
table?
United.
They're not having that bad of a season, Joe, Luke, come on. You're not bottom. Sorry.
The form though. You see? Yeah, but
Just like Sheffield United, bottom of the table.
Oh.
They'll avoid it.
Who have you got this weekend? I actually haven't really seen
Well,
tomorrow's
Sheffield
games.
United.
Yeah, Sheffield United tomorrow.
Where's that? At home or away?
Way.
No, if you lose
Then
that,
we've got
that would
Chelsea
be really
Thursday.
bad.
The thing is, right, like if results go our way before Sheffield United and we win, if we win our next two, we're straight back in the top 4 race.
Oh yeah. All it takes is
Liverpool
all
have
it takes
left
is
it
1 or
in a
2
way
wins.
that there is literally no room for error now. There's no room for error.
Do you want an update from Alan Road?
I think
Okay,
Monchengladbach have got a penalty.
And
I've
now-
just missed that. Let me check. Oh, Mbolo's gone down in the box. Oh, there wasn't really much in it. And I think it's Upamecano who's in trouble.
You know, yeah, like every time I see, yeah, I'm
It's
just
a penalty! Yeah, it's Upamecano. He couldn't deal with Mbolo.
every time I'm watching Upamecano, I'm thinking, geez, if Liverpool dodged a bullet.
Now, I'll tell you what. This is going to go against my prediction in a way. It's Hoffman who's going to take the penalty. He has scored 4 and missed 1. Oh, and he's got it. Oh, and the Leipzig goalkeeper had his hand on the ball, and it was a great take by Hoffman. Luckily, he had enough pace behind it and the power to score the goal. And Monchengladbach are 1-0 up here after 5 minutes, which Luke and Joe, I'm annoyed now because I've put in my predictions Leipzig to win 2-1. Well, it can still happen, but you know me, I'm a Monchengladbach fan.
And you know, I have to say, right, the game's gone because that's not happening.
That's not a penalty. No.
No, and that's poor goalkeeping there. Like that wasn't like a powerful penalty. That was like a p-roller that goes in the bottom corner.
Has it? I mean, we've seen those not given, haven't we, Joe?
Yeah.
No.
You know, as in, you know, we have a lot of decisions that we see which we don't agree with, but we've seen them given. But I've never seen that given.
I'm just looking at the replay again. It's very soft. It's shoulder to shoulder, isn't it? Really? And he's gone down like a sack of spuds, as my granddad used to say. And it's
You sound like Gary
ridiculous
Lineker.
It's a ridiculous decision to get a penalty. But
That penalty save was horrendous.
there's been a goal at Allen Road as well, whilst the penalty was being
Already?
taken. Aston Villa 1-0 up.
Oh,
Algardi. Free kick whipped in, and they thought he was offside, the Leeds players, but he wasn't. He was miles onside. Algardi sneaks in at the far post, and left-footed finish into the bottom corner. So Villa 1-0 up, 4 minutes and 30 seconds on the clock when they scored.
well, it's a goal fest in Germany and England in these 2 late kickoffs. So Leipzig 0, Gladbach 1, and I think there might be a Muller party going on in the Bayern Munich changing rooms as we speak. If they can get this win, Gladbach, it would certainly keep the gap going. Which, Luke, it was funny. It was only a few weeks ago after Bayern Munich beat Hoffenheim. They were 8 points clear. Then they come back from Qatar. It's ended up being 2 points.
Yeah, I know. Like, I just thought maybe the fact that they've like reached the summit of world football, maybe it just took the wind out of their sails. It's like, yeah, we've done it all. No, when you complete a video game, it's like, yeah, completed it. Like, what's next? But obviously their bounce back.
Oh, saved on the line. Oh, and Sommer saved it. Oh, sorry, Luke. There was a big moment there.
A much needed win, and now obviously, it's going to be a very interesting title race. It's so odd, right? Like in this season, that we consider, like, if this was any normal season, the German league season's over because you know it's the same in Italy, the same in France, but like in England, it's always like, oh, title race, it's going to be down to the wire. But it's England where I'm going, yeah, title's done. You know who's going to win the league. So it's quite, it's refreshing to see so many title races across Europe this season. So long may it continue.
Yeah.
Do they even use VAR in the Bundesliga?
No, they do. Yeah, they do it.
Don't hear about it.
The Bundesliga is actually known for being a lot quicker and probably more efficient with VAR than the Premier League.
They didn't appear to show it on the TV at all. Yeah, like normally in the Premier League, they make a big song and dance about it. You know, big purple VAR sign coming up on the screen, and they go for the replay for 5 minutes. Speaking of VAR, that Brighton game was appalling with VAR.
I didn't see it. I missed that game.
Brighton, what's it? West Brom scored, went 1-0. So Brighton missed a penalty. I didn't watch it, but I've seen the incidents from it, if that makes sense. Then Brighton got a free kick. Lee Mason blew the whistle to take the free kick. So Dunk takes it, but the Mason's realised as he's blown the whistle that Lee Johnson was still sorting out his wall, the goalkeeper, so he wasn't in position. And as the ball goes into the net, he's blown the whistle for a second time to say that it shouldn't have been taken. Technically, by the laws of the games, Brighton's goal should have stood. But it went to VAR. So he said no at first. Then they argued with him, so he gave the goal. Then it went to VAR, and they said on VAR, because he blew the whistle for a second time, it shouldn't have counted. But the ball was already in the net when he blew the whistle for the second time, so the goal technically should have counted by the laws of the game.
Well, I mean, when's it enough with VAR, though? Like, it's just the same old story week in, week out in the Premier League. I'm not saying it's like this around the world, but just the Premier League alone, VAR is shit. It's bringing more problems than good on that pitch. And when you've got different managers each week, different players each week, pretty much asking for it to be scrapped or just having a complaint about it, is it really a system, Joe, that works?
No, it's not a system that works, and it's the incompetence of the officials as well in England. Because you look at it in the Champions League and the Europa League in the week, it was so seamlessly used, so quickly used that you barely knew it was in use. You know what I mean? And you come to the likes of, I don't know what it's like in La Liga, because it's not really on the TV in this country, is it anymore? La Liga?
No, it's not.
When Sky had coverage, I used to watch it, but because they don't have coverage anymore, it's difficult to get a hold of. But you look at the Bundesliga then, like I just said in this game here, they've checked the penalty in VAR. It's done that quickly that I didn't even realise it was done, and there was no arguments from any of the players.
Yeah.
They need to make it quicker in England, and the referees are incompetent as well, and they seem to be making it as they go along. There's no consistency in decisions. One game, 1 week, you'll have one decision, one thing will be a penalty. The same incident will happen in the game the following week with a different referee, and again, it's not giving us a penalty, and you're like, come on, there's got to be some sort of consistency there. I used to watch it, but it's crazy. And a couple of years ago we had a video, and I was calling for VAR, wasn't I, after like the Charlie Austin incident when he had that goal disallowed.
Oh yeah, and he was very unhappy.
And I'm sat there thinking, yeah, there's too many incidents now where the referees are getting it wrong, and easy calls on VAR will put an end to all this debate. But actually, it's done the complete opposite to what I think. It's taken too long, and it's worse, and the inconsistencies are worse. And I have heard one or two people saying, well, are they doing it on purpose, the referees?
Yeah.
It makes it so easy to manipulate the results of football matches through VAR. I know that's a big claim to make, but if you think about it, it's not that far-fetched.
It's like, with some of the results of VAR, it's like, oh, you know, I'm going to use the Liverpool game. I'm going to use the Liverpool-Leicester game with like the shirt sleeve. Right? They didn't use the edge of the shirt. They didn't use the actual edge of the shirt. Because if they did it to the edge of the actual shirt, it would have shown that the guy was offside. Like that much. Like for me, VAR, like I was sort of for it if it was used correctly. If you had a set of rules that you did not change. But I swear to God, they're changing them every week.
Yeah, it's so.
God, look at the controversy from here. Right, we got to change it. But like, it doesn't matter when there's hundreds of £1 million on the line. Right, there's no room to mess up. Like, the standard of the refereeing here is so bad. There is a reason why no English refs went to the World Cup or Euros.
Yeah.
Like, and the fact you got Mark Housley running the referee association gets in the bin. This will never be solved until there is a complete restructure from top to bottom. But it won't happen because the FA think that they are the Lord Almighty. Because when you look around Europe, I never see sports articles where other countries are moaning about VAR as much as we moan about VAR. I feel like every week in the Prem, it's like, oh, VAR's effed up again. Or you got the Brighton West Brom day today with the VAR decisions. Like, get your act sorted out. Like, this is like £1 billion product.
Yeah.
And you're faffing around over VAR. Either get it right or don't have it at all. Like,
take it back to that last season, Luke. So to interrupt, but it's like the Sheffield United Villa game last year, where if it's the first game back after lockdown, and Sheffield United had a perfectly legitimate goal not given it. Obviously, Hawkeye, there was probably
goal line
that.
technology, the one that's failed. That's probably like the first goal line technology one where you go.
And it failed. Apparently, the cameras weren't switched on or something, which is stupid. But but VAR's there for a backup for that, and should have been used for that, and they didn't bother checking on VAR. And it was like, what was the point then? What was the point in having it? Because
it's funny, sir. It's funny, Joe, because that was the first game back. I think you probably mentioned this already. The first game back since the 3-month pause of the season. Maybe they just forgot the rest because it's been 3 months since my first day back.
No excuse though.
No, of course not. No.
Of
course not. There's millions of pounds riding on, the safety net of survival.
Who went down instead of Villa? Bournemouth.
Because of that.
Yeah. It could be Bournemouth that spanked Liverpool 7-2 instead of Villa. But like,
Eddie Howe would have gone.
Things that are costing clubs hundreds of millions of pounds. The Chico matter is you don't hear from a ref afterwards.
My problem.
You hear from a ref afterwards.
I know this is going to sound really awful, what I'm going to say. Mike Dean recently got pulled out of a match, didn't he, because of death threats and all that. I'm not saying he deserves this, but it's been leading to that. I'm sorry, but Mike Dean is shit. I don't understand how a referee like him has been in the top of the English football system as referees for this long. There's others like Phil Dowd is another one who he's no longer a referee. Lee Mason's terrible. He's terrible.
At the end of last season.
Let me finish, Joe. What I'm trying to say is that I'm not saying what Mike Dean was deserved. I'm just saying, sadly, that's the culture of football. And I'm not saying that the people who did those death threats are right to do that. I'm saying you shouldn't. No, that's wrong. A referee should never ever receive even one death threat. But what I'm trying to say is that he has a reputation of being shit, and it's got to that point where I actually think the FA should start being more ruthless towards these refs. There's plenty of referees out there who are probably way better than the ones we've got in the Prem, but they'll never get seen because Lee Mason and Mike Dean are big names in football. Which
you've seen the wages they're on, Jamie.
Is it 60 to 80 grand?
They're on. That is ridiculous. 100 grand. Do your job right.
Can't even do their job.
But a friend of mine's a professional referee in the lower leagues, and he said they're like ruthless on them, in the lower leagues. And he said, I got told that Martin Atkinson and Mike Dean were supposed to be retiring at the end of last season, and then all of a sudden they've cancelled that, and they're like, "Nah, I'm staying on for next year."
Leipzig! It's a shot from
the extra 80k, and it's just like, if you were going to retire, you've made your decision, stick with that. You know what I mean? But then they decided to go back on their decisions and stay on another year or two, and it's just like, why there's so many other referees in the lower down the pyramid that deserve a chance. Yeah. And there's another point with the VAR and stuff. And rugby, you can hear the referees. They're mic'd up. You can hear them on the TV and all that lot. And I remember I've pointed this out probably a couple of times already about that referee in Australia. And
VAR, that was good.
And he was mic'd up on the pitch. Why not do that? And the broadcasting companies use it as an excuse, saying, "Oh, but the language. You pick up the language and the swear words from the microphones from the side of the pitch anyway. So what does it matter?"
I think you do more now because there's no fans in the ground. I know what you mean, Joe. I have heard one or two words, which I love it when the commentators apologise for it, but I just think, who cares? I'm sorry. I've always said this about kids. You're gonna learn the language at some point. learn it from your heroes. The people you look up to.
If you know your parents enough, they'll say it to you.
Anyway, back with the game. We could talk about VAR all night, but yes, we're just reading some comments. Sebastian True says he disagrees. He stuck out his leg. I think he's on about. Oh, it's 2-0. Oh, Monchengladbach, it's Marcus Thuram, and he's got a goal. He started in this game. He didn't start last week against Man City, but he's made up for it. It's a great goal, and I think it was a header at the end.
Like Dennis Zakaria in the middle.
But all of a sudden, RB Leipzig's title offence is not going well at all. It's 2-0 down at home here. What a tackle that was. They're showing the replay again, and then the cross comes in from the right wing. Simple free header. Oh, it takes a deflection, sorry. But it might go down as an own goal off Upamecano.
He's having a mare.
Do you think Upamecano's been given execute order 66 by Bayern Munich here?
Probably.
It's
It's
come off his shoulder.
Since his moves got confirmed to Bayern, this is the second stinker I've got. Since that confirmed move, obviously the Liverpool Champions League game and this game now, this is like the second stinker he's dropping.
I think, yeah, and but Bayern Munich might want to give back their receipt. Oh, they're checking if there was handball. Nah, it's come off his shoulder. It's actually come off the Monchengladbach.
Thuram's shoulder, isn't it?
Yeah, it's not a handball. That'll be given.
Marco Rosa, because obviously he's been confirmed as the new Orban. Is there a clause in their compensation package for him not to go pinching Gladbach's best players?
Good question.
When Rodgers moved to Liverpool, he was banned from taking Swansea players to Liverpool. I was wondering if the same is done for Gladbach, because you could imagine if Sancho and Haaland leave this summer, you look at some of these Gladbach players and they'd fit in lovely at Dortmund, such as Marcus Thuram, etc.
I think I might be wrong, but no, I don't think. I'm not sure if there is a clause. I think to be honest, I think the way it went down, they spoke to the Monchengladbach director, I think, in a press conference not long after they announced the appointment of Marco Rose to Dortmund. I don't think it's going to end badly between Marco Rose and Gladbach, but I think Monchengladbach fans are a little bit disappointed.
Yeah.
I would be. He hadn't been there for that long. This is his second season.
Yeah. But I wonder who goes in to replace him.
Good question. Not sure yet. I haven't seen any links.
Jesse Marsch would be an interesting one.
Yeah.
He's been linked with Celtic, hasn't he, Jesse Marsch? Which is
I saw a thing on Let's Talk Sport about, it's like, who's this American bloke? And I'm like, mate, he's better than Neil Lennon, all right? So, hush it comes. Steven Gerrard's walking your league. So,
I saw rumours that Lampard might go for Celtic.
Oh, yeah, great. He'll get shown up again.
But do you not think that's more realistic?
Yeah. No. To be honest, I think Eddie Howe at the end of the season.
I'd love to see Eddie Howe at Celtic. Yeah, I'd love. He needs to get back into management, Eddie Howe, and soon, because he is a good manager.
Such a nice bloke as well.
He is. You're right,
Sorry,
Joe.
just disappear quickly.
To be honest, if not Southgate, I'd have him as our manager for England. Eddie Howe. I don't see why not. I think Southgate's days are numbered. I just have this feeling he might be gone this summer.
Lampard is England manager.
Oh God, no.
If that happens,
please no.
Southgate, yeah, I think if England don't get to the quarterfinals, at least he's gone.
Yeah, I think he's starting to fade.
Too much talent. It's got too much talent.
But England always have too much talent, and we fuck it up.
You look back at 2018, how do we bottle a World Cup semi-final? You score within the first 5 minutes.
But isn't that an always typical
honest, right,
scoring
like,
too early kind of moment?
Because in that tournament, any team that was ranked higher than England, that England came up against, they lost.
If you think about it, though, just this,
Croatia in the semis and Belgium in the first playoff. So basically, England got to where they should have got to, was the semi, based on the quality of opposition they played. But the second level went up, England just got bashed them out. So
if Kane squared it to Sterling, it would have been a different story.
Oh, don't get me started.
Have you seen Sterling missing an open goal?
Yeah, but from a yard out, he wasn't going to miss one there. He just let it hit him. It would have been.
Sterling's Leon miss when it
Oh, that was embarrassing.
Blazed it, and then there was a thing on Twitter saying that's why Kane didn't square it.
But I remember that moment when Kane hit the post so close from range, and it was just like on a normal day that would have gone in. But that game, it had to not happen. Oh, it was so annoying. It was such a typical England defeat.
If you think about it, though, it's embarrassing that he got the golden boot and 3 of them were penalties.
I know, yeah, they count though. That'd be Bruno Fernandes at Euro 2020.
And pens over Ronnie, as if Ronaldo's never giving him a pen or a free kick.
Ronaldo won't let him have the penalties because he'll think, oh shit, I'm going to miss out on the golden boot if I let him.
He's a bit selfish like that, anyway, Ronaldo. I know he's a world-class player, but
yeah, I think he's too confident though, isn't he? That's why he knows he's good.
His time's up. I feel like him and Messi's time is.
It's starting to fade, isn't it? I think.
Yeah.
But we've said this before, haven't we?
Enjoy him.
I think we're saying it more now because of what we saw with Mbappe and Haaland in those Champions League games.
Absolute ballers.
Oh, yeah, just one of them's going to City.
Well,
like I'd say, I'd love to see PSG City quarter-final or semi-final.
We've had
don't have City win it. I'd rather Chelsea win it than City.
We've had a message from chronic maths debater. God. Erect aisle. I know, yeah.
It's the second time.
Erect aisle dysfunction. I'm happy to read it out because that's what his name is. He says the Bundesliga is a farmers' league. To an extent, not this season.
Not this season.
Not this season. Last season it wasn't. Last season was quite close until the latter parts of the season. Bayern Munich didn't have a great.
If you want a farmers' league this year, you just look at the Premier League. The title race is already done.
Yeah.
What can you say about that in the other Europe?
The fact that Man City have won 20 games in a row has made it look so easy.
14th in the Prem.
People did me head in last year when they were whinging.
They can get 98 points this season if they win their remaining games.
When they were whinging that Liverpool was so far ahead, and I'm thinking, oh, just be grateful that someone different's winning it.
I think
because trust me, it's going to get boring. It's going to get boring.
The last title race we had was 2019, wasn't it?
Yeah.
When it was on the final day. You know, that's a title race, but.
1 minute and 38 seconds of glory. That was beautiful. I was in the ground when we went 1-0 up against Wolves, and then Brighton went 1-0 up, and I was like, yeah, 1 minute 48 seconds later. Oh well, it was fun whilst it lasted.
What did Brighton lead that game?
Brighton led against City, yeah.
I didn't know that.
At the same time, Liverpool were 1-0 up against Wolves thanks to a Mane goal, and the whole place just erupted. And I was like, "What's going on?" You know what I mean? And someone said to me, "Oh, Brighton have gone 1-0 up." I was like, "As if." He actually showed it me on his phone, and I was like, and then next minute, all you heard about a minute and 48 seconds later was you heard cheers from the away end, and I was thinking, "Oh, so City have scored then."
It's the fact that Aguero scored a minute straight after.
Like, where do we rank the City side? And I'm like, it's up there, but if you don't have a European Cup wrapped in that dominance, then you're not for me. That's the one thing that's lacking off that City CV. It's like 5 years of dominance, barring the last season, yeah, like you've dominated the domestic game, but until you've won that European Cup, I just can't put you in there. I just can't.
I think
like,
they need a European
United
Cup. It's as simple as that.
I can't put you with United 2000. Was it 2007, 2008?
2008, yeah, we won it.
Yeah, so like, I can't put you in there.
Oh, Summers just made a big save.
If City clean up, they're better than United's 99.
We've got Rohan Gupta saying, any chances of Leipzig winning? Well, I'll say this now, Rohan. They've certainly been showing moments against Sommer in the last few minutes. They've had a couple of moments, but it's Gladbach have scared them. They've just... Oh, no, Rohan's got a bet. He says, I'm going to lose a heavy bet. Oh, Rohan, what didn't you have a bet last time, Rohan? I feel like...
You have a bet.
I feel like every time, Rohan, you come onto our stream, that's when your bet loses. Maybe we're a curse, but don't leave. What bets did you have today? How much money are you going to miss out on if Leipzig don't win? Because they are 2-0 down and it's been 28 minutes. Let us know, Rohan.
The second goal got put down as an Embolo goal, didn't it, in the end?
Yeah, because it came off his shoulder, which I thought it didn't deflect at first, so I thought Thuram got the goal. But
hey, I did say goals in this game.
You did. But I said it'd be 2-1 RB Leipzig. How wrong I was.
I said 1-1. I'm changing prediction to 2-2.
No, can't change. I've cemented it on the chat page. That's why.
I've got a question about Nagelsmann, because obviously there's been links of him coming to the Premier League. Now Spurs. Apparently, if Mourinho gets the sack, Spurs' first choice is Nagelsmann. But if I'm him, I just stay in Germany. You're only 34. Like, you're going to get the big job eventually. If you jump to the Premier League, to Spurs, who are not going to have European football, Champions League football, and you're just making a very big mistake, I just stick it out. You're going to get a big job. Eventually.
Just seen Jack Price on the TV, up front for Leeds. His face the other week when I said that to him was so funny.
Yeah, he used to be at Hull City.
I don't know whether you're watching watching the final whistle show, Luke, but we were talking about Leeds, weren't we, and Patrick Bamford, and I just come out with the pearl of that Jack looks like Patrick Bamford. And Jack just sat there staring at me.
Brilliant.
Through the camera. I also think Seb looks like Mason Mount, but...
Yeah, a little bit.
A little bit. And I don't mean this offensively, so if the lads are offended, I do apologise.
He's offended. I would be.
I'd take it as a compliment if someone told me I was...
As long as I look like myself, I'm happy. Not up my own arse, I promise. Rohan has said, this is the first time I'm on your channel. Oh, sorry, Rohan. I kept thinking... I'm sure we've had another Rohan on the live chat page before. Hope you're enjoying the stream. Rohan, if you do subscribe to Let's Talk Sport. We're hoping to get to 400 subscribers in the next few weeks. 370, we hit that mark during the Bayern Munich game, so thanks for everyone for the support. And he said that his bet is 8-fold and he won 7. This is the 8th. Oh, 28 times is the total return, but now, so does that mean he's done an acca?
Yeah. I don't understand betting.
So, yes.
So he's got 8 on his... Oh, accumulators are evil. They're evil. It's always the last game. It's always the last game.
Yeah.
I've never won an accumulator, to be honest.
My uncle used to always bet on the horses.
Oh, really?
I don't bet at all.
No, I don't bet.
No, I used to now and again, but I used to just do 50p bets on accumulators.
Not unless you count the one-armed bandits or whatever they are. You know, the machines where you put a quid in and you press the buttons.
Oh yeah.
I've done that before. They're like the slotties.
But I just feel like those machines are made to just make sure you lose, though. Like, you win some of it, but it depends how much money you put in. I'm sure there's a system like that. I might be wrong.
It will be programmed so that every so many times the pound coins put in, they'll win. I think it's like 1 in every 50 or something ridiculous. Somebody did an experiment.
Yeah.
So apparently, remember when Nuno got fined 25 grand for saying Lee Mason wasn't good enough to rep at this level. Someone give Nuno his money back, these people.
I just don't understand why you should fine him.
He's just expressing an opinion.
Exactly.
Freedom of speech, innit?
Exactly. That it's wrong. I think maybe I'd imagine the Premier League and the FA were not happy that he said it to the media and it was public. But I just think I mean, I understand what you're trying to say. You don't want a bad reputation, but you know, you've got to have an honest assessment of your system.
Oh yeah, and plus I saw a petition to get Gary Neville and Jamie Carragher on commentary for FIFA next year.
That would, oh god, that'd be terrible.
And Lee Dixon.
No,
and,
Lee Dixon is so bad.
Ugh.
Oh, he's so bad.
They were good for like the first time that they were on it. It's something different, but
They still have Martin Tyler and Alan Smith on the Premier League Cup, would you?
I think they do.
Oh, no, thanks.
We're now on to 371 subscribers. Thank you very much.
Martin Tyler does my nutting. I hate it when he commentates on Liverpool games. I hate it. Like when it's like a big Liverpool game, it's him and Jamie Carragher, and I can't stand them. They just giggle, they laugh, they don't pay attention, and like Gary Neville just hate it. I hate those two doing.
Oh, Leipzig getting to the box. Oh, Monchengladbach have done well again, and apparently Thuram has been awarded the second goal.
Oh,
so it's been changed. Yeah, it's just come up now on the live text feed. So Thuram gets the goal. And they're just doing the speed check, and the fastest player in the game after 30 minutes is Jordan Bayer for Monchengladbach. And guess who's fastest for RB Leipzig?
Upamecano.
No, come on, that's a bit too kind.
Is it Sabitzer? Is it his name?
No, it's a Kluivert.
Oh, I was literally going to say just from Kluivert.
I didn't realise he was at Leipzig.
Yeah, he scored against United in the Champions League, I remember.
He was at Roma last time I heard.
I feel like he jumped the
He is
ship.
Patrick Kluivert's son, is it?
Yeah.
Or
I felt like he jumped from Ajax far too soon for me. I think he might have believed his own hype and just jumped thinking that he could make the jump. But to be honest, like staying at Ajax for like at least another season to develop his game would have been beneficial. But he played a bit part role at Roma, and now he's playing a bit part role at Leipzig.
I find it bizarre.
I swear he was linked with Arsenal at one point. He was linked with Arsenal. Part of the Henrik Mkhitaryan deal.
I feel like Arsenal have so many links, but they just don't sign anyone.
Mbappe, Ronaldo.
I can't believe. If I was Wenger, I would never have announced that, because that would just make me so angry. If I was an Arsenal fan,
like I know like Arsenal's fans didn't like Wenger towards the end, right? If Wenger was in charge this season, they'd be top 4, comfortably top 4. With that squad, he'd be comfortably top 4 with that squad.
it's a typical, for me with Wenger, it's a classic. You're missing when he's gone. And despite, I understand why they were frustrated with him at the end of his career, but you know the guy still won the FA Cup in his second last season. You know the guy could still do it.
So, like for Mikel Arteta to match Wenger's lowest ever point.
Oh, Summers had to make a big tackle. Oh.
So for Arteta to match Wenger's lowest ever points tally, where Arsenal finished 6th, he'd have to win 9 or 2 of his last however many league games, which ain't gonna happen. And he came out when 8th, and the FA Cup's not good enough. Well, you're gonna finish lower than 8th. You're not gonna win the FA Cup, and you're going out in the next round of the Europa League. You're probably gonna finish 12th. Yeah, Arsenal fans think that's good progress. Well, to me, that is shocking progress. And if you were run like a big club, he would have been sacked. If he was at Chelsea, he'd be gone. He would have been gone at the end of the season.
Rohan has got in touch again and said it's all about the. Oh, hang on, just as I say that, Monchengladbach, have they got themselves a corner? Yes, they have. Monchengladbach are completely frustrating Leipzig. Upamecano getting the last touch for that one. he had to follow back on Mbola. Mbola, again, I'm surprised he didn't start against City because he's been on fine form in the last few league games. He's got some spark about him. I don't think he'll be at Monchengladbach for long. But Rohan has said, it's all about the greed. I could have cashed out, but no. Yeah, you could have. How much could you have cashed out? Was it that 28 you mentioned? Anyway, corner here for Gladbach. And there's no one towards the goalkeeper at the moment. And it's going to be Hoffman who scored the penalty to take the corner. Corner comes in. Oh, it's only headed away. Easily
I was
dealt
tempted
with.
to get Arsene Wenger's new book, but it's 16 quid at the moment, so I'll probably get it at a later date.
Yeah, I might. Yeah, I'd like to read that book. He did an interview on Bein Sports a few weeks ago with Richard Keys and Andy Gray, and they were talking about the European Super League suggestion, and he said it ain't gonna happen. And he works for FIFA, so whatever Wenger's saying, I'm sure it's true, because when you're working in the government body,
I think it's good that it's not happening. I didn't like the idea.
no, it's just security for the big clubs, which I don't like. I think it's a horrible idea. I think the Champions League format's all right. I wished it was a bit more for cup winners and not you have to be in the top 4, but I still prefer it now than what the European Super League is.
Me and Luke, before coming on to this call, we were talking about the Conference League, Europa Conference League, and we were saying about how it should just be the Cup Winners' Cup. Just bring back the Cup Winners' Cup instead of making a whole new competition. That's just going to be stupid, and it's got an awful name as well.
Well, yeah, I mean,
when you win it, it will literally be like the Cup Winners' Cup. It'll be like, oh, it's Cup Winners' Cup.
Nah, you can't.
New arse trophy.
Cup Winners' Cup will never
like
come back,
trophy.
sadly.
Do you remember the Intertoto Cup, which has literally got like a certificate?
I know. Newcastle won that a few times. Newcastle fans, that's all they ever...
Remember the Audi Cup, the only trophy Spurs have won since 2008?
Was in the Bayern Munich tournament.
Yeah.
No, I remember at one point Arsenal could only win their own pre-season tournament, the Emirates Cup.
I remember when they lost it. I remember when they lost their own tournament at the beginning.
I remember saying to an Arsenal fan, my mate Ryan, if you're watching, hello. I remember saying to him, well, that's your season fucked. What else are you going to win?
You know, speaking of teams right here, I know that this is like completely off topic for me.
Oh, we got
Able Football Manager, top of the league halfway through the season. With a midfield of Mark Noble, Declan Rice, and Thomas Souček doing hits.
Oh, was a yellow card for Sabitzer, I think. It's a frustrating game, this, for Leipzig. And Mbola's just pushing him away just to tell him not to get into more trouble. I'm not sure what happened.
One assist from Mbola.
Is that lockdown? Not lockdown, so is that your Football Manager thing, Luke? Where you West Ham?
Yeah, my footy save for West Ham. Liverpool won, and like in the first season I cleaned up.
Yeah, I did that last year in lockdown.
So easy to clean up.
I won everything by the League Cup, which I just sacrificed because we had too many fixtures at once, and I was just like...
No, I literally won it all. I won it all. No, I think one time I won it all, and then I did the second season just so I could win it all and the top of the cup.
Oh, we've got someone from South Africa in touch, Ben Bapela. He says, hi there, it's Ben from South Africa. Oh, just for a moment, I'll read the rest once all Leipzig have got it in the Gladbach box. It's gone out. Oh, it's gone back in. Now with Upamecano. Yeah, the midway point of Gladbach's off. He says...
I had to stop myself doing a Michael Scott then when you were like, it's out, it's back in, it's out. I had to stop myself doing a Michael Scott. I had to stop myself.
You need to stop watching that program. It's no good for you. He says he's from South Africa. Can we see 3 goals before half-time here? I have a feeling you've got a bet on, but there's 3 minutes to go, Ben, and there's just been another yellow card for Leipzig, and I think, well, I mean, there could be another goal. It's been a bit. I think Gladbach have been quiet since they got the second goal when they scored.
Good defensively, I think.
Yeah. Upamecano's got a yellow card.
I saw the highlights from. I saw the highlights from the Champions League game. I thought it was sitting just at a different level. 'Cause, like, I mean, Leipzig, they're not going to
I don't think, I'll say this now, I think City weren't that great. I just felt like they were up against a Gladbach team who I'm a bit surprised by Marco Reus because he knows that team can pull off upsets. I'm not saying they would have beaten City, but I just think they didn't turn up.
You know what was
I just
funny
felt like
about,
they didn't have a tactic to go forward at all.
You know what was funny post match? It's like, oh, you got like a fascinating team. He's like, yeah, I've got lots of money to buy great players.
Well, I mean, yeah, I like dishonesty
son
though.
of a bitch.
Yeah.
You smug son.
But I still think, I mean, look, it's easy for me to say towards someone like Pep and say, yeah, but you've always had the money and all that. But in all fairness, it still comes down to the management, doesn't it? You know, you got to make sure
that you success.
Exactly. Well, I mean, look at United. Yeah, you look at
Fergie.
United's recruitment in the
£1
last 5 years.
Since Fergie's left, and what's that gained you?
Nothing.
FA Cup, the League Cup, and the Europa League.
And
not good.
even though it's won us trophies, we haven't been consistent, have we?
No.
In the Prem, especially.
Like, you know, the City bench had like £500 million worth of talent just sat on the bench.
It's crazy, isn't it? I do think if you had another manager at City, I don't think they'd have been this successful.
No.
No.
My question is, who did he get as Pep's successor in 2 years? Say that he
Thing
leaves
is, yeah, I
in
feel
2
like-
years.
Thing is, though, it's easy
You know,
to
I think
say.
decisively did.
Well, it's easy. Well,
decisively.
it's easy. I think Pep could be there for a long time, but I think it's easy to think of a replacement in 2 years. But then we could see managers around the world get better, and then there might be more options. Like Nagelsmann, for example. Who knows what could happen to him? Who knows what could happen to Hansi Flick? You know, let's be honest. There's certain managers out there who I think are making good progress, but once they've had a few more years, they might get even better. So.
I don't rate Flick. I don't rate him.
He's made some weird decisions in his last few games.
Like Flick, it screams of Di Matteo at Chelsea. The face, but you know he's not running stuff behind the scenes. You know those Bayern players, like that Bayern spine.
Well, he took Sane off with 5 minutes to go against Frankfurt last weekend, which they were losing, and they lost the game. But he took Sane off when Sane was probably his best player in the game.
Yeah.
And I was thinking, well, you may as well just keep him on and just hope.
Whilst Bayern has still got that spine, Flick will be
4 minutes of added time.
Like, Flick will be alright. Whilst he's still got that core, that Bayern core, which she knows that, because apparently senior players like him a lot. So, whilst he's still there, they can get away with whatever they want.
4 minutes of added time.
The dogs are Let's Talk Sport.
The dog, yeah, our Let's Talk Sport dog is watching. Leipzig might just get a first goal of the game. No, it's blocked. Didn't hit the hand of the defender either. The referee was in the right place to see it. And RB Leipzig could have got a goal back, which would have made it very interesting before half-time. But there's only been a minute gone in this added time, and we've got 4 added on, which is crazy for a first-half game. But I think this was down to the VAR check on Monchengladbach's second goal. They're showing the replay here now. It hits him just around his shoulder area, so that's not a handball. Referee spotted that well, and he's having a word with Sabitzer. I think Sabitzer's asking if there was any chance it could be checked, but I think they know.
Half time at Alland Road, Leeds United 0, Aston Villa 1.
I want Leeds to win, just because it annoys Arsenal.
It turns out it actually wasn't a free kick. I only caught the ball going in the net, so I thought it was like from a free kick, but it was actually a shot that Watkins was taking. He slipped, so it turned into from a shot into a cross. Garza just comes in and just puts it in the back of the net.
Well, Leipzig bring a cross in, and it finds no one, and it's gone for a goal kick to Gladbach. And Ben Papela's got in touch again. He says, I'm so disappointed about Leipzig to see them struggling to score on the first half. He says, I'm so concerned how they're rating strikers in football. The way I see things, Lewandowski is better than Ronaldo. The guy scores every game and not from penalties. Ronaldo can do 2 to 3 games without scoring. And I'd imagine this is Cristiano Ronaldo he's on about. And he also says, you guys in Germany need to rate your players, write more about them. You guys in Germany, you need to rate your players, write more about them. I think this is the thing, though. Like, I mean, Lewandowski, we all know, should have won Ballon d'Or. Which, in my eyes, he virtually won it. He'll know. The fans know. Oh, sorry. Long-range shot. Took a deflection. It was Hoffman again. It's gone behind for a corner. But when you watch this, lads, I thought it was going in. Oh. That deflection could have gone anywhere. It's a corner kick.
Honest, right? If Bayern don't win the Champions League, you won't win the Ballon d'Or.
What if they win it this year? Then surely he gets the Ballon d'Or.
Oh, they'll find a way. They'll find a way. Like,
that effort.
Does anyone actually believe the Ballon d'Or? Like, come on.
Well, I've lost a bit of respect towards FIFA again, with the fact that they cancelled it. We still had plenty of football. We had all seasons finishing.
They cancelled the French league. That's why.
I know, but like, come on, who cares? You know.
But no one's gonna win it from the French league.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
Like Mbappe.
Mbappe one day.
Zlatan was scoring like 50 goals a season at PSG and wasn't even getting within a sniff of the Ballon d'Or. But the thing is, I sort of lost respect for it when Modric won the Ballon d'Or. I thought you weren't the best player in the world.
Nah.
Come on.
I thought it was.
The way that FIFA do it is like when the Champions League have won the World Cup, there was only one player that won both, which was Rafael Varane.
Yeah, he deserved it, Varane. I liked it.
They base it on trophies.
I was happy for Modric though. I thought, from a guy who was at Spurs, and then went to Real Madrid and did everything he did at Croatia. I thought, take a bow. It's half time. RB Leipzig 0, Borussia Monchengladbach 2, and at this rate, Bayern Munich are going to go 5 points clear at the end of today, which, well, I'll say this now, lads. If Leipzig have any chance, they have to win this game, which, who knows? Just takes a half-time team talk to change things. But lads, what did you think of that first half? Starting off with you, Joe.
Yeah, I thought Mönchengladbach were very, very good that first half. Obviously, Leipzig didn't really have many opportunities, did they? Yeah, going forward, and they had two clear-cut opportunities, I'd say, which they didn't bother take. Well, not they didn't bother taking, sorry, that they didn't take. And Mönchengladbach were very clinical with their opportunities. Okay, fortunate bit of luck with the second. You had the header that deflected inwards, and you could argue the penalty decision was wrong. Seb said in the comments that he thought it was a penalty, but for me, a bit soft.
I should have seen the replay again, to be honest.
He's took the penalty and he's put it home, and you can't argue with that. And I think Mönchengladbach have value for money on the first half. A little bit of a betting phrase there for you.
Luke, it's ruined everyone's bet around the world, but let's just say the Mönchengladbach team certainly like the odds.
Yeah, definitely. Like I know what I'm going to say is going to annoy you, right? XG had this first half 0.5 Leipzig, the 1.2 to Borussia Monchengladbach, but obviously there was a penalty, so that counts to 0.75 of the XG. So it's been like a mere game, because for me that's not a pen. Like if that's a pen, the game's gone for me. It's a contact sport. It's showing his strength. The second goal gets a little bit of luck off the shoulder. Apart from the effort Gladbach had before half time, which was that deflected shot, nothing's really happened since. Leipzig have had a couple of half chances, but yet again for Leipzig, defensive errors. Upamecano at it again. Maybe they should have just sold him in January. Because since that move got confirmed, he's been dropping stinkers. Had one in the Champions League against Liverpool, and he's currently dropping a master stinker now. So let's hope Nagelsmann gets his players gets into his players saying that's not good enough from Leipzig, especially from the highlights from last week where they smashed Hertha Berlin 3-0.
Yeah.
So I want a better half. Like I want some more goals. That's what I want. I want goals.
You did say 3-3 as well.
Yes, get me goals.
So half time, as mentioned, Leipzig 0, Mönchengladbach 2. We'll go through the other results that happened in Bundesliga. Just before I read these comments out, which one's for you, Joe. But I'll first of all read the first comment, which is from Ben Papalo again. He says, "I love German football. It's so interesting, and it's about scoring as many as they can." Yeah, I agree, because it's proper attacking football, isn't it? You know, I'll say this now about the Prem. I've been very bored watching some of these games recently. Okay, it was always going to be a moment or two of the season, wasn't it? A patch where some of these games, the quality would not be the best because they're tied. You know, they didn't have much of a off-season between the 6 weeks that they had. But when you watch the German league at the moment, there has been a lot of goals going on. What do you think of that?
So, which one was that aimed at?
It's for any of you.
I was at
Let Jeff answer this one.
It's classic case there, isn't it? Where one of us was like, "You have it, no, you have it, you have it." Yeah.
Oh no! I insist.
Can you repeat the question again, sorry, Jamie?
So I was just saying that there's been. I mean, I'll reread it, but Ben Papala is saying, you know, German football is very interesting, and it's about scoring as many as they can. Which, you know, it's back to basics, isn't it? When you say it like that, which that's how I feel about football, because I've been watching a lot of Premier League football where they're playing so much from the back, and yet you see so many goals because of that. And you know, not in a good way, and I just don't get it. I think he's right. I think German football's quite good to watch at the moment.
Yeah, it's great to watch. I watched German football after when football came back. I started watching a little bit more German league football because it was more interesting. Better quality of football.
And the opening game of the season was Bayern Munich 8, Schalke 0. So there's definitely goals. You're not going to be disappointed.
Yeah, it's great. And that they're all about the goals, isn't it? And like I said at the start of the show with my Michael Owen punditry comment, the team that scores the most goals wins.
He'll be getting a P45 after that. He just reminded me. No, I'm joking. I can't do that.
You rely on me too much, Jamie. I'm one of the key faces, you know.
Exactly.
You lose me, and the whole thing goes to shit.
That's like Klopp's old assistant, isn't it?
Azalko Buvac.
Yeah.
So after the Bayern game, Lewandowski's got 28 league goals. He just needs 12 more in his last 11 games to match Gerd Muller's 40 goals in the Bundesliga season.
Wow.
So go on then, Jamie.
That's number 9 in the world. It's the best number 9 in the world. He doesn't rely on pace either. So
Ben has said to you, Joe, you look tired, man.
I look tired. No, I'm all right now.
He's all right. He's all right, Ben.
Right.
He's not going to die.
I didn't sleep well. Although I didn't sleep well last night, I'm doing all right.
Have you been outside?
Have I been outside?
Yeah.
No.
We outside. Seriously, here's a tip for you guys if you're worried about sleep. I've been doing it every day where I go for a long walk, even around 10,000 steps. I literally, the moment it gets to about 11 o'clock, I can't stay awake. And by the time I wake up again, it's like 6 a.m. thinking, no, and I've had
I'm
7,
watching
8
UFC
hours.
tonight, so I won't be going to sleep.
Oh, Luke's fucked then. I love it how you say that with the wrong drink. Shouldn't it be a Red Bull when you say that? Well, actually, no. You don't want it to be a Red Bull, Luke, because Red Bull is not the way to go in this match.
No, it's not.
It's certainly not.
Just looking back at that penalty, it's just showing up on there. That's not a pen.
No, it's when I first saw it, I was very surprised because you saw my reaction. I was like, oh, it's a penalty. But you're right. It's got to that point with football where you can't even go in the air against the goalkeeper anymore, can you? You know, the goalkeeper's always going to have advantage because his hands go higher than someone's head.
Yes.
And yet, it's still a foul. So, you know, it is a contact sport. Sadly, it really isn't anymore when people say it is, because I have to disagree and say, sadly, the referees have made sure it isn't.
You've got to back the goalkeepers and cotton wool, haven't you?
Yeah, it's a real shame.
Especially he's playing as one back in the day. The protection you get is second to none.
It's absolutely ridiculous. Absolutely. Brilliant. Let's look at the stats of this game from the Bundesliga website. So at the moment, there's been 4 on target, 3 off target for not for Monchengladbach, but this is for RB Leipzig. Leipzig have had 2 on target and they've had 2 goals and 3 off target. The possession is 55 to 45%. In terms of passes, it's been 314 for Leipzig, 166 for Gladbach. Corners 3 for Gladbach, 2 for Leipzig. Shots, it's mainly been Hoffman for Gladbach, no surprise. He got a penalty and he had that long-range effort deflected. And Danny Olmo has got 2 shots for Leipzig. In terms of the fantasy players, if anyone does the Bundesliga fantasy, which I'm defo going to do next season, I think it's probably too late to even bother now. Hoffman has got 10 points already, Joe. Already 10 points. He's got more points than anybody else today in this game. Mbolo has got 7 and Marcus Thuram has got 7. Thuram getting a goal and Mbolo getting an assist. Danny Olmo's got 4, Sabitzer's got 3 and Justin Kluivert has got 3. So those are your top 3 for both teams in the Bundesliga fantasy. If you do the Bundesliga fantasy, let us know in the live chat page. Let us know who's in your team. Of course, don't forget as well to subscribe to Let's Talk Sport. We're at 371, but if I give it a refresh, maybe we have more. Nope, 371. We'd love to. We're hoping to get to 400 subscribers in the next few days or weeks. And of course, let's go through the results from the Bundesliga already this weekend. So back on Friday night, it was a bit of a shock. Werder Bremen getting a home win against Frankfurt, 2-1, and that meant Frankfurt's defeat has put them into 4th position because Wolfsburg beat Hertha Berlin 2-0 earlier today at the Volkswagen Arena. Bayern Munich versus FC Cologne, that was a goal fest in our live watch along earlier. 5-1, 2 goals from Lewandowski, 2 goals for Gnabry, and 1 goal for Choupo-Moting, one of the world's best strikers in the world. Well, we won't talk about that. Dortmund 3, Arminia Bielefeld 0. That's a big win for Dortmund because, of course, they are fighting to be in the Champions League for next season. If they have any hope of keeping the likes of Sancho and Haaland, which is probably going to be very unlikely regardless of how their season ends. And Schalke, their problems continue. They lost 5-1 away at Stuttgart at the Mercedes-Benz Arena. Schalke pretty much the favourites to go down to Bundesliga 2 for next season. And there's games tomorrow. It's a triple header for the Bundesliga tomorrow. It starts off at 12:30 between Union Berlin against Hoffenheim, followed by Mainz against Augsburg. That's a big game for Mainz if they're going to try and stay up for next season. That's a 2:30 start. And then at 5 o'clock, the last game of tomorrow in the Bundesliga, it's Bayer Leverkusen versus Freiburg. So there's a bit of a warm-up going on with one of the Leipzig players during half-time. Some of the Mönchengladbach bench players are playing a bit of passing football on the pitch as we speak. But let's go back to our predictions from the start of the game. But Luke said 3-3, which, hey, if so, there's going to be at least 4 more goals in this game if Luke is to be correct, which we wouldn't say no to. Joe saying that it would be 1-1, so Joe's is done and dusted, and so's mine because I said Leipzig would win 2-1. So yeah, it looks as though Luke is the only one's predictions active at the moment.
I actually said 2-2.
No, he didn't. No, he didn't. It's a lie. He's a big fat phony. That one.
Don't lie to me,
Don't
Joe.
trust that one. Don't trust him. Don't trust
No,
him.
I said 1-1. I said 1-1.
Luke, point to him like I'm pointing. Point to your right. Look the other way. The other way. He's a big fat phony. There we go. He's pointing at the audience.
It's your fault, audience. Please don't go. No, we need viewers.
It was your fault. Lads, I'll let you talk amongst yourselves because I must go for a pee because it's so exciting, this game.
How are we doing?
Not too bad. Hey, everyone who's watching, make sure to like the stream and make sure you give us a subscribe if you haven't already. A bit of news away from the Bundesliga. Harvey Barnes is set to sign a new long-term deal at Leicester. The wall of interest for Manchester United.
That's good. Good news for Leicester. Him staying at Leicester City. That's fantastic news.
Yeah, I don't know why United would be linked to them. He predominantly plays off the left, and United have too many left forwards or left wingers. But no, that's a good bit of business for Leicester. It wouldn't surprise me if you see Harvey Barnes replace Jamie Vardy up front, but I'm sure that'll be a different conversation for a different stream.
Different stream in a year or two, maybe down the line. Yeah, can't see him going anywhere just yet. Jamie Vardy.
Yeah, but if you're Leicester, you don't want him to be leading your line at 35.
No.
So replacing him is going to be so key for Leicester because you screw that up. You screw up getting that replacement. That's why I feel Champions League football for Leicester is like a must.
He's so clinical, isn't he, as well, Jamie Vardy? You can't give him a sniff at goal because otherwise he'll punish you.
Maybe like an Andre Silva, who's been doing well at Eintracht Frankfurt, 19 goals in 20 Bundesliga games.
We're back underway at Alland Road. It's still 1-0 to Aston Villa.
Go on, Leeds. Go on, Leeds. Villa have got games in hand, so that might be good for Liverpool.
Zalgazi down the left. Stands on the ball.
Marco Bielsa managed him at...
Traore. Oh, he's penalised. I thought he managed to sneak the ball through to Al Mohammadi, but when he slipped, he handled it, so it's free kick to lose.
This may be a rogue shout, yeah? I'd like to see Gerrard get linked to the Borussia Monchengladbach job.
It'd be interesting, that would be, to see how he does abroad.
Even if he doesn't take it, but if his name's in the hat for jobs like these, that might show how good of a job he's doing. But Julian Nagelsmann's coming out with his red... Is he wearing chinos?
I think he is.
Jesus, you deserve to lose with fashion sense like that. Come on.
Was he wearing like a trackie?
I think it's a trackie. That's a trackie.
It's a hideous trackie, anyway.
Oh,
and let's talk fashion today.
So, there's the Gladbach player waiting in the tunnel. A sub might be coming on for RB. That looks like Alexander Sorloth, former Crystal Palace striker. Didn't do that well in the Prem, but there's banned goals in for Turkey. No, in Turkey, he was like Turkish Super League's top goal scorer last season. It's so weird, right? Because you see, like RB Leipzig, like play like this free-flowing attacking football where the strikers get loads of goals, but like they've got like Poulsen, Sorloth, is it Chang from Salzburg?
Oh yeah.
Are really, what's the word? Sort of like taking over the mantelpiece of Werner's goals.
Yeah, because didn't we sign? Yeah, you're all right. Is it Huang? Was it?
Yeah. Sabitzer's coming off. Okay, Sabitzer's coming off for Alexander Sorloth. That's an interesting one. Maybe Sabitzer's picked up an injury.
Surely that's got to be the reason why they're taking him off.
Not being taken off your best player. So maybe this might be the sub to get RB back in the game. Just about to kick off here at the Red Bull Arena. Is it called the Red Bull Arena?
I think it is. Yeah.
Yeah, get in! We'll take it.
So, excuse me a second, I'm just replying to a text message WhatsApp message that I got. I thought I needed to quickly reply to it.
Yeah.
So the game's underway.
Normally I wouldn't whilst still on a stream, but I needed to reply to that.
I think I might have caused a stir last night because Harvey Elliott's goals and assist numbers Apparently, he's outdone Jack Grealish when he was in the Championship, his best season. But he's going to be a special player. And stuff like that. I should have said he's having a great season for a 17-year-old.
I do have that Mönchengladbach shirt.
Oh, the black one?
Yeah.
Has it arrived now, is it?
No. I made it sound like I had it, didn't I? I own it, but hasn't arrived yet.
This is odd by Leipzig. Sorloth's playing on the left wing.
I actually ordered it from the Mönchengladbach website because I like putting money into that club because they actually need it.
Must be in customs somewhere.
Yeah, I think it's coming straight from Mönchengladbach. It's a good service. They had this anniversary shirt at the start of the season it was all black, even the badge and the sponsors, but they were all glittery.
Ooh,
and it was,
that sounds nice.
Yeah, it was quite cool. It's to celebrate 125 years or 100 years, I can't remember. But it's a neat shirt. I'll put a picture in the chat page, hang on.
And,
actually, no, I'll put the link.
Jadon Sancho is the youngest Bundesliga player to get 50 assists this afternoon.
He's not a bad player.
Even forgetting that Jamari Gray's at Leverkusen.
Odd move for Leverkusen.
It's a bit strange one, that.
Jamari Gray, good pace, no end product.
A couple of years ago, he was at the Leicester starting 11 all the time, and then all of a sudden he just didn't get picked anymore. And I think, like you said, because of he's just pace and no end product. He didn't really develop.
No, I'm still surprised that still at Leverkusen is Leon Bailey. I'm shocked he's not been snapped up enough.
Oh yeah, that was good, Jamie.
Yeah, I like that shirt. I haven't got that one, but it's pretty cool. Oh, it's a yellow card for one of the Mönchengladbach players.
$27.99. That's not bad going, actually. That's not a bad price.
Yeah, that one's eBay though, so that's probably a replica. Oh, it's Alvedi that's been given the yellow.
I'm always wary about picking up tops off the likes of eBay.
eBay's an easy place to buy a fake one, but there's no shame if you get like. There are some sellers that say retro and all that, which that's when they're being more honest, when they're pretty much just trying to say, I've got a copy of the shirt, but it's not an original. Forgot to take Sabitzer off on the thing.
You can get like knockoffs from certain websites online as well, can't you? But
yeah, oh yeah, it's easy.
You've got to be careful. You can get some that are absolutely good quality and as close to the real thing, and then you can get some that are just one wash and it's done.
I've got nothing wrong with copies in terms of if you don't want to spend much on the shirt, then just get the copy.
Yeah.
But the only problem is then it comes down to quality. It depends how long it lasts. I've had one or two that after wearing it a few times, the name tag is coming off.
Yeah.
There are some that I've been on that are definitely remakes, but they're very good quality. And I've put them in the wash a few times, and there's been never a moment where they've come off. Problem is, though, if you buy originals now and they're really old, they're most likely going to come off anyway because they're just ancient.
I think so. If you're going to buy one of these knockoffs, say from DHgate or something like that, that's a website that you can use.
Oh, Leipzig have scored! And
we'll come to that in a minute.
It's their substitute, Sorloth, who has scored. And they needed that. 5 minutes into the second half, they've got themselves back into the game here. I don't know has it been given? Well, they've shown it the replay. Cross comes in. Oh, I think it's come off his head. It came up from his feet and then it came off his head. Oh no, it came off his left arm.
It's going to be ruled out.
Yeah, I don't think it's going to be given.
Hey, Jamie, do you want me to make your day a little bit worse?
Oh, great.
Spanked England to win the Triple Crown 2024.
Embarrassing.
Triple
Yeah,
Crown?
that's not going to count. Yeah, where they beat England, Scotland, and Ireland.
Oh, right, yeah.
The Triple Crown is literally like it reminds me of the Bundesliga trophy, actually, the design. It's like a shield thing.
You've seen that goal from Sorlov. Oh no, counted.
Yeah, it's been disallowed.
Great substitution by Nagelsmann.
Ben, it's been disallowed.
Oh, been disallowed. Disallowed.
Yeah, handball. But they've got a free kick here on the left-hand side. Ben said that the final score will be 3-2. Who knows? If Leipzig
That's
can
a
get
silly
themselves
free
going.
kick to give away. That's a silly free kick.
Free kick comes in. And they've got a shot that goes over the crossbar. It took a deflection, so the referee has pointed to the corner flag. This could be interesting. If Leipzig can still get that first goal of the game early on, who knows?
If you're going to get go back to knock-off shirts or whatever, you need to collect the shirts. If you're going to get one, if you're going to buy shirts to frame and put up on the wall, you might as well go for a cheap option, mightn't you?
Yeah, I mean...
Or get them signed and never wear them,
Exactly, it's a display thing, isn't it? I think the only thing is, if you've got friends coming around, they'll ask, oh... Some will actually ask, is it an original? And then you can just... you could lie, couldn't you, I guess, but... Then they'll want to actually look at it, probably.
Yeah.
Me and my mates bought art. You know when Barca won the treble?
Was that the 20... Was that 2011?
Season. No, 2014-15 when they won the treble and bought it the weekend.
Oh, right, yeah.
Me and my mates, we bought the kit off a really cheap website with 20 quid. My God, the shirts are crap.
Well, how come they were crap?
Because like we put them in the wash once, and then they just shrank and the writing fell off.
Oh yeah. If it takes one wash to ruin your shirt, then yeah, that's shit.
Because three of us got it, and one got Neymar, one got Suarez, and I got Messi on the back. Because I was the only left-footed one out of the three.
Isn't it funny though, Luke? They beat everyone that season, but they couldn't beat the washing machine.
I know.
No one beats the washing machine.
What website did you get it off?
Oh, I can't remember. Years ago.
Was it DHgate?
No.
There was one called AliExpress at one point.
Oh yeah, that's still going. Yeah. I've never ordered from there, but I've heard of them.
Sorry, I am like. I never thought about getting like other team shirts, but like seeing you and Seb, I'm thinking, yeah, you know what? You know, that wall's a little bit bare. Maybe getting a couple of shirts, just framing them and putting them up in the office.
Oh yeah.
Your frames don't have to be expensive, do they, Evie?
No. You can get a decent one for £10. You can even go to places like Home Bargains and they sell them, don't they?
And B&M.
B&M, exactly. Yeah, I've bought some B&M frames. There's always ways round to paying things a lot cheaper than they should be.
Oh, so much in the Villa game. I think there's scrap on then Target and I don't know who number 11 is for Leeds.
Tyler Roberts.
Tyler Roberts, yeah, they were. I think there could have been a red card there because he swung a punch. Roberts as a Target. The referee's got a yellow card out at the moment, but I think that should have been red.
Oh, and Gladbach maybe going against the run of play. No, they've lost the ball in the centre circle. Ever Barrow asking no goal, question mark. Yep, no goal. Still 2-0 to Gladbach as the scoreboard says. Who do you support, Ever Barrow? Are you hoping for an RB Leipzig comeback? Let us know. Of course, for anyone who's tuned in, do subscribe to Let's Talk Sport. Do click subscribe, like the video, and get in touch with us on our live chat page. We're currently at 371 subscribers. Who will be our 372nd member? Well, it's 10 minutes in. Leipzig haven't got a goal yet. What do you think Gladbach need to do, Luke, to just make sure they get this win?
Just get another goal. Just kill it off. Just kill it off, I think.
Yeah.
I think the longer like this pattern continues, Leipzig just playing around the box, I feel like Leipzig are going to make that breakthrough sooner or later. For me, just Gladbach just need one more opportunity just to kill this game off. Because out of the two sides, they've been the most, they've been the more clinical side out of the two. So just one more goal, 3-0. I think the game done.
Oh, just as we say that, they've got a goal. Leipzig have scored. Just as we say that.
Commentators curse.
Commentators curse, and the game is back. And yeah, this one is definitely a goal. No handball this time.
Feed me goals. Feed me goals. That's all I want. Just want goals.
Yeah, here we go then. I'm not sure who scored it.
Seeing the goal now.
Nkunku.
Number 18. Yeah.
Lovely finish. He won't
Game on.
Yeah, and Nkunku, as Joe said, has scored. So it's 2-1. The game is back on.
2-1. Game
wins
on.
the ball.
But it just shows, Joe, doesn't it? If RB Leipzig can turn it on, they can change a few things here.
Yeah, and it's obviously Upamecano wins the ball, plays it to Olmo, who drives forward, and it's just a driving forward, just pushing Monchengladbach back into their own box. Ball across the left-hand side, beautiful ball in, and a beautiful finish right-footed into the roof of the net. That's what you need. You need a bit of pressing, a bit of, because they offered little in the first half, didn't they, Leipzig? Offered little going forward.
Yeah.
Second half, they've already come out and had a few opportunities. They had that goal through Sorloth, and ruled out obviously rightly because it was handball. And then they've just scored now. So we've got an interesting game on our hands, especially if they keep on pushing and harrying the Mönchengladbach players that they've started in this second half.
I am a little bit disappointed by Gladbach because the Marco Rose like high energy, pressing, attacking football. But after they got the 2 goals, it's like they just went, yeah, go on, have as much of the ball as you want. But like now, like that can't be the strategy now for the rest of the game. I'm expecting Gladbach to come out and play a little bit more because Leipzig cut them open with the low block. So it's going to be interesting to see whether or not Gladbach are going to sit back and try and defend the 2-1 or try and go for the kill and get another goal.
You see, this is the thing. I mean, Gladbach showed against City the other night they can just stay back and not do much. And I think they could do with a different attitude, because if they can just get a 3rd goal, it means more energy and effort is needed from Leipzig to rescue this game. And I think for Gladbach, if they want to get Champions League football this next season, they've got to win this game. And Ben Bappler saying soon will be 2-2. Well, Leipzig have completely changed in the second half. They've had a disallowed goal as well, let's not forget.
Handball on Sorloth. Just looking at the goal now, the number 20 just completely loses. Is it Ginter that loses?
Ginter, yeah.
Ginter, former Borussia Dortmund player and German international.
There's going to be a double substitution here for Gladbach. They're getting them ready. It's whether or not it'll be defensive moves or... I mean, if they're going to play defensive, then why? You know, it's... Play for a 3rd goal. I mean, we'll see. I don't know who's coming on. Yeah, Leipzig have it in the box, and luckily the last man for Gladbach got the loose ball. Now here comes Mbolo. Mbolo's been really quiet, but here comes Thuram. He's got to go alone, surely. Oh, he goes down against Upamecano in the box, but Upamecano won that one fair and square. But I think it's going to be a corner. But Thuram there on his own, he had to keep going, and he got the last touch off the defender. But just seconds before that, Leipzig could have, if they'd found the pathway through them behind the Gladbach defence, we could have been 2-2. Benzabaini's coming. Yeah, it's actually 3 players coming on for Gladbach. Hoffman's coming off, who scored the 1st goal.
Neuhaus going on. Liverpool target.
Neuhaus is number 6, isn't he?
32.
Number 32.
I don't know if he is coming on. Oh, Turan's coming off.
Okay, well, you know what? You know what he's doing? Yeah, it looks like he will be coming on, Jamie.
25, 6 and 32 are coming on.
Yeah, Neuhaus is coming on then.
This climber, World Cup winner. Christoph Weimer.
Benzabaini's a weird one. He turns up in big games, and I don't rate him that much.
Marcus Thuram, and that's an odd one, you know. You take off your most threatening forward. This is going to try and shut up shop. Oh, Levies come off. Benzabani.
We've got some comments in the live chat page. The Gladbach's corner has come to nothing just before. Actually, here's Leipzig now on the attack. Who knows? It could end up being like a basketball game. This, if Gladbach can keep going.
Yes,
it's going to be a goal kick for Gladbach after a wasteful delivery into the box. Ben Bappler. Oh no, we've read that one. David Hillman Hutahayan, I think that's how you pronounce it. He's saying 3-2. Urza Scarlett says, I think 3-2, and David says 5-2 now. Make your mind up, David. Come on. You said 3-2, now 5-2. At the moment, it's 1-2 to Monchengladbach. Ben Bappler has got back to us and it says their last game, RB were trailing from 2-0 half-time to draw 2-2 full-time. Tonight is another story. Final score 3-2. Well, in our predictions, in our live chat page at the start of this stream, Luke said 3-3. Joe said, what did Joe say again? Joe said 1-1. It's funny how he keeps changing the scoreline, eh, folks? And I said I said 2-1 to Leipzig. So technically I'm right, but I've got it the wrong way around right now.
Definitely,
yeah. For Davre Urza and Ben Bappler and Dylan Watson, if you're still watching, do subscribe to Let's Talk Sport. We're hoping to get to 400 subscribers. We're now at 372, so thank you who subscribed. At the moment, Leipzig are looking for that equaliser. Shot comes in. Oh, Sommer! Oh, he stretched and made the save. It was he only had to catch it at the end, but it was a good shot. And Sommer stays at 2-1.
Talk about the Germany World Cup before. Briefly, Luke touched on it, wasn't it? About the World Cup winner. I remember that semi-final against Brazil. That 7-1 win. That was just unbelievable football. 5-0 up at half time. It was just like.
I still remember where I was, right? So I just finished the training session, a football training session, and I was in the pub where I worked at, just getting a drink while I was waiting for the bus.
You worked at a pub?
Yeah, I worked at a pub, and I was like, how long was the World Cup? 2014?
Yeah, that was 7 years ago. Jesus
Christ. This must have been like 16. And then I went and got the bus, got back home, started watching. I was like, hey, 5-0. That was a game where you had probably the worst centre-back pairing in World Cup history, which was Dante and David Luiz. Oh,
David Luiz was all over the place at full time. But
I remember sat there watching it, and I just couldn't believe the football that Jim were playing. Went 1-0. I was like, all right, 2-0. Okay, 3-0. Okay, stop messing about though, Jimmy. Apparently they stopped at 7, didn't they? They made a discussion or something that they were going to stop if they hit a certain number, so they stopped at 7. I was like, come on.
Thing is, though,
records to break.
When you've got a World Cup final coming up, you don't want to get carried away in terms of injuries or anything. Oh, and it's 2-2. Oh, what a goal outside the box. And it hit the inside post and in, and it's 2-2. What a game we have got here now. They were 2-0 down, Leipzig, and now it's 2-2. And the goal scorer, I think it's come from... Who's that come from?
I've not seen it yet.
Oh, it's Poulsen. It's Poulsen. So Poulsen with the shot.
Oh yeah.
Oh,
it's a
what
great goal.
goal. Goalkeeper, dodgy positioning.
Yeah, it was Poulsen.
Dodgy.
Isn't he Danish?
Yes. Jan Sommer, overrated.
Overrated?
Don't get the hype with this guy.
Overrated? When the hell do people talk about Sommer?
Every time he plays for his country at a tournament.
Well, come on. It's Switzerland. It's not like it's Germany or Brazil playing at a World Cup.
Oh,
I'm still trying not to laugh at Iker Casillas in 2010, speaking of Switzerland. When they lost the first group game, Spain did. They went on to win the tournament, obviously.
Because of that, New Zealand were the only team that didn't lose a game in that World Cup.
His wife wasn't she? She was doing broadcast for Spanish TV behind the goal, and people said that's why he conceded because he was distracted or something. Apparently, I don't know if that was genuine.
Sorry, Joe header just over the bar. Poulsen again. Thought he found his second goal from him.
The 3-2s in the chat.
Yeah, they're all coming up now, aren't they?
And the bets might be coming up Millhouse.
I know. What was it? His wife definitely was there. I don't know whether he was distracted by it or whether that was a joke, but it'd be funny if it was. Sure. Just talking to him, and then next minute, Fernandes is in. He scores.
Why do I have a feeling that Luke's going to get this prediction spot on with his score?
I'm Mystic Mac, can I just predict these things?
Oh no, it's Conor McGregor's come back. I thought Conor McGregor was dead.
Not KO'd. Apparently he's going to go back to fight, so I'll be spending 20 quid on that.
Oh dear.
To watch him, but if I had my offers sorted out, I might have done something for UFC 259, which will have 3 championship fights on the card.
Not a fan of UFC.
I don't know why. My girlfriend wasn't a fan of it, and then I think she was staying up to do some uni work, and I was like, well, it's on, so I'm just quite liked it. So yeah.
Well, it's become very interesting, this game. Monchengladbach
I don't think it'll end 3-3. I think if anyone's going to get a win, it's going to be Leipzig.
Yeah.
I don't know why you take off your most exciting forward, the shut-up shot, when you're on the back foot. You should be making a sub to get thrust going in that attack.
I think sadly for Monchengladbach, they've slipped up too many times this season. The start of the season wasn't very good, and that's costing them.
Marco Rosa is too focused on that Dortmund job. No, do you think? Because I'm being their form's just going like this, and then their team's going to get picked apart from around Europe. Their best players are just going to get sold, and then Gladbach will go back to a.
But is that what might be needed, Luke, to keep the club funded?
Possibly.
Because let's not forget COVID. When we all get back to normal at some point, we're going to find out how bad the funds are for some of these clubs.
Yeah. Well, if your club's financially, like, this is a buyer's market. If you think about the transfer window, like, it's a buyer's market, because clubs, especially in France, like, you can pick up gems for very little money.
Yeah.
You go a rich club, run well, you can pick up some gems for like half the market rate. So you can go and look at this Gladbach team and you can go, what, Marcus Thuram? Okay, maybe you can get him for 35 million pounds.
I do think the Bundesliga is, it's one league where you can get some good players.
Yeah.
I think the only risk you have,
don't tell Chelsea that though.
Kick.
Don't tell Chelsea that though.
Or Man City.
Well, I think when Man City are shocked in Germany, I think they've got value for money. It's got De Bruyne from Germany, who has broken in the top 10 assisters in the Premier League. 3 behind David Beckham.
David Beckham's overrated.
Whoa!
Oh,
Oh shit, son! No, you have to explain yourself now, what?
I think Joe's going to have to explain himself.
You're going to have to explain yourself.
Just pulling the fishing rod in. I caught a big one, lads. I caught a big one.
And I'm a Liverpool fan here. This is a Liverpool fan talking.
I'm winding you up, lads. I'm winding you up because I know Jamie loves David Beckham.
Oh,
no,
I bet you people are like frantically typing on the keyboard right now. What do you mean, David Beckham?
If I was gay, he would be the only one.
The thing is, that I've got
a controversial
shout.
Oh,
like that Scholes Lampard Gerrard debate. It's obvious who's bottom. Lampard.
I'm not having this debate. I'm so bored of this now.
So obvious he's
We're
bottom.
never going to agree. What's the point?
He's bottom. The reason why he's bottom, right? It's because, at no time in his career was he playing with bums at Chelsea.
Oh, what a save by Sommer. And the shot now has just missed the top corner. Oh, the volley was absolutely perfect, but Sommer denied it, and what a goal that would have been to make it 3-2. Sommer had to punch it away. He did well there because not only did he make the save, he punched it away so it couldn't get rebounded in, and then they had another shot that went over the crossbar. But sorry about that, Luke, but that was a big chance, Joe, for Leipzig to go ahead, and they really are knocking on the door.
What a save. My biggest question is, how well does Sommer do in the winter?
How well does... Oh, God, get out. It's the wrong kind of spelling.
It had to be said. It had to be said. Let's talk dodgy puns.
Oh, dear.
Sorry,
we had Let's Talk fashion at half-time, and we were saying that Nagelsmann's tracksuit makes him deserve to lose today.
Nagelsmann has some weird fashion sense.
No.
The British press would rip into him for that.
Last Stindl's coming.
They rip into anyone though. Let's be honest.
Yeah. Back to what I was saying quickly, right? Like for me, it's pretty obvious for me. Scholes is on top, and the only reason why, right? At the age of 38, Scholes was still winning the Premier League. When Gerrard and Lampard were 38, they were either playing in America or coaching. Like that's why he is at the top for me, because of his longevity. You don't dominate midfield at 38 if you're rubbish.
Anyway, back with the game. Monchengladbach. They tried to get themselves forward, but they lose the possession so easily, which they just need to get a grip of. It is frustrating to watch a game when you see a team who controlled the first half completely plummet in the second half. There's 17 minutes to go. They'll take a draw from this.
Gladbach didn't control the whole of the first half. They controlled 20 minutes of the first half. And since then, Tyler Adams and Nkunku's just been dominating Dennis Zakaria and Hoffman, and now Neuhaus, since he's come on, just been dominated by the young American Tyler Adams.
But I mean, what a win that would be, Luke, if Leipzig could turn this around, which...
Yeah,
it's kind of
now I'm getting a little bit nervous for our Champions League game now.
It was a good win for Liverpool the other night against Leipzig, but it wasn't at Leipzig, and I think it was a shame, really. It's a shame that.
Yeah.
I don't understand all that. They should. It's a farce.
It's looking like the second leg won't be at Anfield either.
I think that's what they should do, though. If the first game isn't going to be at one of the team's grounds, then the other leg should not be at the other team's ground. I think that's how they should do
travel
it.
Restrictions about. So it's just like travel restrictions.
It's like Arsenal's home leg was played in Greece.
Yeah. At Olympiacos, who they play
Arsenal
next.
To get knocked out at that stadium. But hey ho, Arsenal are going to get knocked out their next round.
I was kind of laughing when they got Olympiacos again, because I thought, they're going to go out again.
When I saw that United got Milan, I was like, what's a draw?
I can't wait.
Europa League draw.
It'll be the poor man's draw compared to our 2010 Champions League one. When you had Ronaldinho, Huntelaar, Beckham.
You got Rashford, Rafael Leao.
Got Zlatan and Cavani up against each other again.
Yeah.
That's if Cavani's not injured.
It's got some tasty ties in it.
It's a good round. There's a substitution here for Leipzig.
remember 2016 was a bizarre one. Yeah, I know Liverpool made it to the final that year. It's not really why I'm bringing it up, although it could be a reason.
Henry just dominated in that final.
Severe winning it, but you look at the teams that were in it that year. Dortmund were in it, which they should have been in the Champions League. United were in it. They dropped down, didn't they, or something? Because they got drawn against Liverpool in the last 16.
Yeah, I think we lost in the group stages, I think.
Because I remember when we got past Augsburg in the last 32, and they said, "Oh, Liverpool could get United in the last 16." I said to my dad before the draw was made, "You can just see it happening, like it's going to happen." Normally, I'd watch the draw, but I didn't.
Sommer's just saved the free kick. Oh, and there's a block on the line. Oh, what a free kick! And they say Sommer is overrated. What a save that was for a small man. It's literally going for the top corner of the net. Watch this save. You said it, Luke. Watch this save. It's a fantastic save. He's done well to reach out for that. That's a great save. Somehow Leipzig are still 2-2 with Monchengladbach.
That is a wonderful stop.
Oh,
wonderful.
Days. What a save.
Luke Tanner, rest in peace.
What a save.
Oh, Leipzig have got
That's
a cross come in. Oh, this is just going one direction. It really is. Monchengladbach now clear it. There's 13 minutes to go. Gladbach are going to feel like this is going to be 13 hours, not 13 minutes. But actually, they've got the ball on the halfway line, and if they can actually do something with it, they might. No. Long ball. Ooh, play goes down for Leipzig. Referee says play on, though. Oh, Monchengladbach have just wasted that. Poor pass in the box. What a game.
Picked up second half. It's definitely picked up second half. But first half, the first 20 was good. The other 25 was a little bit boring. But second half, it's just picked up.
It's more exciting than the game at Allen Road.
Yeah.
Is it still 1-0?
Still 1-0, yeah.
I'm shocked because Leeds either get spanked. Spank teams. It's not like they lose 1-0.
For any of you that have tuned in, it's currently RB Leipzig 2, Monchengladbach 2. Monchengladbach are making a double substitution, and it looks as though they're just probably going to just try and ride this out and get a draw, which they were 2-0 up at half time, but Leipzig here trying to get that points deduction back down to 2 points between them and Bayern Munich to keep the title race alive, of course. If you've just tuned in, do subscribe to Let's Talk Sport, as we really appreciate the support. We're trying to get to 400 subscribers. Maybe we could get to 375 for this stream. And the substitutions are made. Players come on for Renot.
A bit of news about Rafa Varane.
What's that?
At Real Madrid is more uncertain than ever. His contract ends in 2022 and talks to stay have not taken place. Liverpool is the latest team to show interest in the French star after an ongoing defensive crisis, and that has been quoted by Diario AS. I don't know how true that is, but it's followed by Fabrizio Romano, so must be a good source.
He's the only one I trust.
Yeah.
We've got Eva Barrow, who is a Monchengladbach fan. He says Borussia need to come through. They need to just get themselves more. Excuse me.
Bless you.
Excuse me.
I
Sorry.
bless you.
I always sneeze when I'm on a stream.
You're allergic to the microphone.
I am, yeah. Or the computer. Or you guys.
Wow.
Wow. Cristanto Rio says Leipzig, and yeah, at the moment they're looking the more favourites to win this game if there is to be 3 points given to someone. Here come Monchengladbach though to try and get themselves back in the lead. Instead, it's gone back to the goalkeeper for Leipzig, and it's just under 10 minutes to go. Where's this going, Luke?
Leipzig 3-2 last minute.
Oh, Ever Barrow.
They've got the momentum for me. They've got the momentum.
They have, yeah. I completely agree. Joe, where do you think this is going?
It's going to end in a 2-2 draw, I think.
2-2 draw, not a 3-3 draw like Luke
pessimist.
said.
You pessimist.
Well, hang on, Luke. I thought you said 3-3. Don't you want it to stay like that?
I know, it's just because I want goals. That's all. I don't want a couple of goals in this game.
Thanks to Ever Barrow. He has subscribed. He said, subscribe now. They've got to win. Hopefully, that is a bit of luck for Monchengladbach. Go on, Joe.
I was going to say, I was saying to Luke before we come onto the stream about the new Snickers advert. Have you seen it?
No, not yet.
It's got Jurgen Klopp on it.
Well, that sounds about right, doesn't it? You're not you when you're hungry, and he's clearly not himself at the moment.
It's quite a funny advert. I'll explain it to you, because obviously it's not really much to spoil.
Oh, hang on, Joe. Sorry, that Leipzig they've just gone into the box. Cross comes in. Sommer does it again. He gets the ball away from the Leipzig opponent, but hang on, they might just... Oh, he's completely miskicked it. And it's gone way over the crossbar. Sorry, Joe, that was a big moment. Sommer again changes the direction of the cross coming in, and he's been their best player, Borussia Monchengladbach's keeper, over the last few minutes.
Yeah, he's playing table football, aren't they? They're in a pub playing table football, and then he looks at the football table and goes, 3-5-2. Who lines up like that anymore? Nobody. He starts screaming at the table. And someone goes, hey, you're not you when you're hungry. Here, have some tea, passes in the Snickers, he bites it, and it turns out it's some woman. He got it into back to a woman.
Oh dear.
Is that the season he's having?
And she's like, thanks. And then they start playing table football. It's one of those, it's just funny, but it's also really quite creepy and weird at the same time.
He's done a lot of adverts, hasn't he, Klopp? According to our friend Seb. I mean, to be honest with you, if you can get as much cash out of it, why not?
Well, apparently he was on... did he do the voice for... is it BoJack Horseman?
Did he?
Apparently he did a voice
the cartoon.
in that.
Oh, I'll have to check.
I can't remember what character it was. Apparently he did do a voice in that, but he didn't put his name have his name on the credits or something because he wanted to keep it, like...
quiet.
Back to this football thing, but apparently, yeah, he just does one of the voices in that. But I can't remember... I've never watched it, but I can't remember what character he played or whatever.
BoJack Horseman was funny in season 1, then it got really boring.
And then he's had a couple of acting gigs or auditions for something else. I can't remember what it was though that he could have been in, and I was so surprised.
So basically, if he wasn't a football manager, he'd be working in advertisements or marketing or an actor.
Yeah. I'll see if I can find out.
6 minutes to go. Marco Reus can't stand still. He looks very nervous on the sidelines. The future Borussia Dortmund manager, who's in a race against Dortmund for that Champions League spot, but I think for Monchengladbach,
they're definitely going to implode. So Dortmund can finish.
Ball comes deep. I think it's with Mbolo. Or gets pushed down, and the Monchengladbach team on the bench shout that it was a foul. Instead, the throw-in is given to Leipzig. Oh, come on, ref. He's just given a foul for nothing there. As in for Leipzig now, after what was a foul on Mbolo.
One more quickly, let's see if it's injured here.
Neuhaus penalised. Sandra Mahoram says 3-2 please. Hope you're well, Sandra. So the live table is up, and if Leipzig do get a draw, they'll be 4 points behind Bayern Munich, which if they can win, it'll be 2 points. They need to win this, really, Leipzig, because they know that Bayern Munich, well, especially their result today, just shows that when they turn up, they are very difficult to beat.
Five minutes added on at Allen Road.
So we're hoping to reach 375 subscribers before the end of this stream. Do subscribe. We're on 373. We're just 2 away, folks. 2 subscribers away. Here come Leipzig. They've got 4 minutes left on the clock. The time is ticking. The ball's on the left-hand side. Oh, and the header there just goes wide. And it was Poulsen again who scored one of the goals earlier. Made the header. He had to jump very high for it. And he had no chance of controlling that.
We've got one article here, so it might be on there.
We're now at 375. Yay! Fantastic.
It's the second series, Jamie.
Second series. I'll have to have a look. 375 subscribers. Thank you very much, folks. That's fantastic to see. We really appreciate the support. That means we're just 25 away from 400. So thank you very much. Keep supporting us.
Here's one for you. He played a passing iguana in the episode, right, after the party for BoJack Horseman. But it says, and was also was so enamoured with the artist process that he auditioned for the role of Woody in Toy Story 4. Because they were going to...
What made him think it was going to be Woody?
I think they were thinking of recasting Tom Hanks, but Tom Hanks got recast.
I was going to say, you can't take Tom Hanks off.
Yeah, you consider recasting Tom Hanks. Even if it is for Jurgen Klopp.
I mean,
so you can imagine if it was Woody, couldn't you? I was thinking,
I'd love to.
Can you imagine him in the German version if they've dubbed over? Because normally the films they have like actors that dub over the actual voice, don't they? But
yeah,
maybe in that, but I don't know.
Oh, we're at 376 subscribers. Thank you very much.
And maybe we can get to that 380 mark.
Yeah, let's get to 380. Let's try and get to 380 before the end of the stream. The game's nearly done. Who knows? We need 4 more subscribers, folks. 4 more. Sahil has got in touch. 2 and 2 draw. Let's see. Ben has just said, then 3-2 is coming. Was waiting for 3-7-5. And David Hillman says no goal.
If you get to 3-7-7, you can do the Jose Mourinho. Free.
Oh dear.
Free.
The Premier League's respect. Have more Premier Leagues than Spurs. Okay, so respect.
That is a terrible impression, Luke.
Oh, that's so bad.
It was so bad.
We're
at 378. Thank you. We need 2 more. 2 more.
Time to do Pep. Twice.
Why do you look at me? Why do you look at me when I'm speaking to you? Why do you look at me?
Let's talk impressions.
Well, there's literally a minute to go here. Well, 30 seconds. And Monchengladbach, well, they'll take this draw. It'll be a great draw for them, even though they were 2-0 up, because I think before this game, as long as they avoided defeat, it was a good result. But with Dortmund winning their game, it's not an easy day for Monchengladbach and Marco Reus. It's a goal kick here, well no, free kick here for Monchengladbach to be taken by their man of the hour, Sommer, with some vital saves in the second half.
It's all over Allen Road.
We're still at 378. Come on, we need 2 more. 2 more subscribers. And there's 4 minutes of added time.
Come on, the fans roar, come on. It's like the big cheer you get from the fans when the team's trying to get a last minute.
Yeah, it's like that with our subscribers, isn't it? A last minute 380th subscriber.
You might not be able to see up the camera, but I'm going, come on, pump up the crowd.
Well, Leipzig have a throw in. It's a long one. It's headed out. It's Chewy asking if there's added time. Yep, 4 minutes of added time. I think it's on the scoreboard. It should be. I've put it on there. Here come Monchengladbach on the halfway line, trying to sneak a late winner. Instead, it's well, Bolo's gone down, and he's still down. Yet the referee says play on, and it's Leipzig with the possession on the halfway line. A minute has gone so far in this added time. 3 minutes remaining. There was no foul in that on Mbolo, so I don't think the referee made the right decision to not well, to carry on. We're at 379. Come on, we need one more subscriber. It's Chewy. If you haven't subscribed yet, do subscribe, or David or Sahil. I'm not really sure because it doesn't tell me on the system who has subscribed. We would love to get to 380. Meanwhile, Leipzig, they've got 2 minutes left of added time. They've got a free kick. It's a clumsy foul on the far side, and I think it's about 35 yards out from the target.
Kluivert's just run 30. It says fastest players of the match. Kluivert's the fastest, 33.5 kilometres. Upamecano 33.37 seconds, and I didn't quite capture the third one was from Monchengladbach.
Oh, no one there.
So Kluivert's the fastest player. I still can't believe his dad played for Newcastle.
Who, Patrick?
Yeah, and sure his dad played for Newcastle.
Yeah, I can't. Yeah, I know what you mean. I forgot about that. Oh,
Yeah,
Leipzig bring the ball. Header will do, and it's in. And RB Leipzig have scored. And it's a header in, and it's 3-2, and they've done the comeback. Nagelsmann has gone absolutely berserk, and all the Monchengladbach players have gone to the referee protesting about this. And while the Leipzig players celebrate, there's a yellow card out for one of the Gladbach players, but they've got the goal. What a big goal this is for Leipzig. The title race continues.
Soloff.
There's nothing.
Oh yes!
It's a goal. There's nothing wrong with that. I don't know what they're.
Poor goalkeeping. Poor goalkeeping. Great header. Well deserved. I thought he's played very well since he's come on.
Why is it poor goalkeeping? What's your problem? It's a good goal.
I'm critical on goalkeepers. I'm ultra critical because I was a goalie coach.
I know, but come on, it's a good cross.
I think it's Stindl who's got booked, isn't it?
Well,
I can't blame the goalkeeper. I think the
game.
defender on the line should be doing better.
Yeah.
Got who's the defender, number 25? Can't quite see his name. Oh,
he tried to scorpion clear it. Sorry, Sommer. But what is that? As an attempt to clear the ball off the line. You're be a pro.
I can't quite see the guy's name. It's number 25. So if anyone knows who number 25 is from Gladbach.
Is that the Biani?
What a game. What a game we've had here.
Hey, Mystic Mac, can I just predict these things? Predicted a 3-3. What's going to be a 3-3? It's a 3-2.
Conor McGregor has entered the room, and the game has resumed. It's now 94.5 minutes. Oh, and Leipzig might make it 4-2. They've picked them off. Surely, no. And they've scored. It's 4-2.
Balls, baby.
Time for Sean Dyche. Yeah,
it is oh no, he's offside. He's offside. I've played the goal sound effect too early. He's offside. Oh, that's a shame. It could have been 4-2, which Luke said it'd be 3-3. He did say 6 goals, but oh, I thought. Sorry, lads, I got too excited there. It's been a crazy game of football, hasn't it?
He is, isn't he? He's offside.
We're now at 380 subscribers. Hooray! Thank you, everyone.
For the boys.
I was thrilled just to get 375, but we're at 380. Hey, let's go for 400. No, we appreciate the support for everyone.
I've got Sean Dyche on the phone. Congratulations on getting 380 subscribers. Congratulations. Sean, thank you.
It all comes down to great management like myself. And Stindl's been given a yellow card. Monchengladbach, last kick of the game, surely. They've got the ball. They're just going to boot it out as far as they can. They've completely collapsed in this second half.
Oh, no.
Oh, Sommer's just tried to do a big kick when the ball was in the air, and he's just completely screwed it up. And it's out for a throw-in for Leipzig. And that should be surely it. We've reached 6 minutes, and it was 4 minutes of added time. Wow, how to plummet in the second half. How to... fair, we'll talk about this at full time, but Leipzig have shown... Well, in all fairness to the Bundesliga, I think a lot of us wanted a Leipzig win just to keep the title race going, because at this moment in time they will be 2 points behind of Bayern Munich. What a game this has been. This has been one of the games of the season without a doubt.
Jamie.
Hello, Joe.
Sorry to interrupt, but that I can't remember what his name is. The lads in the comments from early on, his bet's just come in.
Oh, let's have a look. We've got to read. We'll read some of it. Oh, it's full time.
Because he said
it's over.
A Leipzig win was on his 8-fold, so if he's got that.
Oh yeah. Oh, he's got to come back to the stream now and talk to us. And it's over. Leipzig have won in dramatic style tonight at the Red Bull Arena. They say Red Bull gives you wings. It certainly did tonight for RB Leipzig. They needed that energy to get themselves back to 2 points behind of Bayern Munich. They had to do it the hard way, but they've done it. It is 3-2 after being 2-0 down at half-time. I tell you what, I wished Amazon did a documentary on this game tonight, because it would have been interesting to watch in the change rooms afterwards. There's certainly going to be belief with Nagelsmann and his players that they can do it, even in the most difficult of times with this team. And what a game that was. Fantastic game of football. And we were talking about this before, where, you know, German football has goals in it, and it really does. And it certainly showed it tonight. Let's quickly go through what happened then. So it all started off with a Monchengladbach penalty just 6 minutes into the game, which was very debatable. It didn't look like a penalty to me. It was Mbeumo who went down after Upamecano seemed to have contacted him, but it looked very, very pathetic from the referee to give it as a penalty in my views. But then Hoffman scored with the penalty. And then later on in the 19th minute, it became even worse for Leipzig. They were 2-0 down when it reached 19 minutes. Marcus Thuram getting the goal for them after a header that came off Mbeumo's shoulder. It then got counted as Thuram's goal later on in the game with his header. But then the second half, Leipzig, I said at half-time they need some sort of decent team talk from Nagelsmann, and it clearly worked from the get-go in the second half. They just went for it. They thought this is now or never if they can keep the title race alive. And then Nkunku scored 12 minutes in, and then Poulsen on the 66th minute, which was a fantastic finish. And then on the 93rd minute of 4 minutes of added time, Alexander Salof, who came on from the bench as well, came on to prove he was the super sub of the night. Luke, what a win for Leipzig.
Hey, I wanted goals, and they delivered goals. I thought the first half, I thought they were down out in the first half. I thought when Gladbach went 2-0 up, I thought, wow, if Gladbach just get another goal before half-time, game over. But after they went 2-0 down, I felt Leipzig grew into the game. And second half, they had a goal rightly ruled out for handball, but they didn't use that as like, it's not going to be our day. They just ground out that win. And they were much deserving of the win. I thought Gladbach's substitutions were odd. The fact that you took off it is Marcus Thuram,
Yeah.
Marcus Thuram, he looks like he wanted to hold on for a 2-1 when they should have tried to push to get another goal. But fair play to Leipzig. Nagelsmann makes a sub at half-time. I'm thinking, you're taking off your best midfielder and putting on the striker on the left wing. But hey-ho, what do I know? I'm not a football manager. So wins it in the last minute, and the title race is still on. So, great. At least there's going to be one league that's going to have a title race this season.
Absolutely. Joe, I think I can say for the neutrals of the Bundesliga, we needed that.
Oh, definitely. The neutrals, it might get a few more people that weren't as interested in the Bundesliga as other leagues, like say La Liga, Premier League, might get them more interested if they've watched the game today. And if they haven't, I recommend that they go and watch it, because it had everything that you need. It had goals, it had goals ruled out, it had penalty, you had the cards, you had all that you want for a football game, to be honest. And the second half comeback from Leipzig was absolutely fantastic. Half time, 2-0 down, you're thinking maybe they're down and out a little bit, but obviously Nagelsmann made the changes, because I was questioning the substitution of taking off Sabitzer, unless obviously there was an injury. And then obviously, but his substitutions worked well in the second half, and he turned the game on its head, and they started coming out the blocks second half really, really quick. Didn't allow Monchengladbach time on the ball, and didn't allow them to play their game and play in their game plan. And they got that goal quite early on in the second half, and then they just didn't stop and to nick it later on. It's got to be a massive, massive confidence boost for Leipzig, and a hammer blow for Bayern Munich, who thought they were extending their gap at the top of the league from, what was it, 5 points, and now it's back down to 2, and they'll be looking over their shoulder a bit nervously.
Absolutely. I guess as well, lads, I mean, Nagelsmann's been one of those, he's an up-and-coming manager, and he's just proven why, hasn't he? He's completely turned it around, and that is how you get the best of a manager, which is to deal with the pressure they had at half-time and to still see the positivity of it, of we can turn this around. And Luke, the time was on their side, and we knew, I think deep down some of us did have a feeling if Leipzig can just get an early goal, it's anyone's game.
Oh yeah, definitely. I felt like when they scored that disallowed goal, I thought it goes one or two ways. The one way in, their confidence just drops, and Gladbach get themselves back in the game. Or it would spur Leipzig on to go, no, F this decision. We're going to go back and we're going to win this game. And for Leipzig, the latter was what they did. And I thought that Tyler Adams and Nicholas Nkunku were, for me, the two best players on the pitch. After they went 2-0 down, they just grabbed up, like they got hold of that midfield. And that substitution to take Sabitzer off was just a master stroke by a manager who is learning, who is so young. He's still learning on the job.
Yeah.
It's what that obviously he's like, oh well, he's been managing for like 4 seasons now, but no, he's still in managerial terms. He's a baby, so he's gonna make mistakes, and the fact is that he's learning from them makes me worried for the second leg.
I was gonna bring that up.
Of Liverpool Leipzig.
Yeah, Joe. I mean, Leipzig are 2-0 down against Liverpool, and of course that's 2 away goals. But for Leipzig, that doesn't really change much in terms of the away goals, because they've got to get 2 goals either way to get back level in the tie. So could that be a bit of a knock on Klopp's door to just go, keep an eye on these lot? They know how to get goals when they need it.
Something that they'll keep an eye on.
And you've got no defence.
Yeah, it'll make Klopp and the few defenders that we actually have available to use, because for some reason
get Carragher in.
They must have taken out shares in treatment tables or something. I don't know, because we've got that many players injured at the moment. But I think, yeah, it's something for us to think about and worry about. But I think Jurgen Klopp, obviously, he's an experienced manager and he knows what he's doing. So he'll have a plan on how to stifle Leipzig again. But like you said, they've got to come out Leipzig in the second leg, and they've got to go for it, because they've conceded 2 away goals in Budapest, and they'll need to. Wait, is it Budapest?
Yeah, I think it was. Yeah.
In Hungary, anyway, it was played over there. So yeah, they've conceded 2 goals there, so they have to come out and go for it in the second leg. They need 3 goals to win the tie, which is not impossible, but it's highly unlikely. But then again, I might be a little bit more biased with me being a Liverpool fan.
Well, I mean, for Mönchengladbach though, I mean, you mentioned it before, Luke. This whole thing of the substitutions weren't great, but what was Marco Rose trying to achieve? Because you're up against a team, and they're second for a reason. They're going for a Bundesliga title. We saw them against Man City, where I still think Mönchengladbach could have got more out of that first leg. And sadly, they've been victim to another City win and conceding 2 away goals.
It just felt like they're just trying to shit else their way to.
Too smart.
Yeah, just too smart for their own good. And there's plenty of managers like that who get 2-0 up and think, we're just going to shut up shop. They're not going to get a sniff. But as you saw, Leipzig just grow into the game, and that's why the subs have baffled me even more.
Yeah.
Carl, I know Thuram got the goal, but like he was the most attacking player in that Gladbach team, and
him or Bolo, I'd say.
Yeah, they got what they deserved. They deserved to lose on the fact it's like, 2-0 Leipzig aren't going to do anything. Yeah, got let off the hook with the disallowed goal. We're just going to park the bus, and they got exactly what they deserve. And if I'm a Dortmund fan, I'm going, is that what we're playing next year? When we go up against the bigger teams, are we just going to park the bus like Gladbach did? So it is a concern. It is a concern for Gladbach, because if they don't get Champions League football, you can see all their best players just getting picked off by the bigger teams across Europe.
Yeah, and it's funny, Joe, because I've only been watching Marco Rose's team for about a year and a half now. A year and a couple of months, something like that. But every time I've watched Mönchengladbach in the past, their attacking is amazing. They can rely on that throughout the whole game. But these last two games has made me think, is Marco Rose trying to change his style of football, which might not even work? But I think Luke's right, though. This whole thing with Dortmund and their fight to get European football, and I was mentioning last week, Dortmund have got to be careful that they do get Champions League football, or is they going to lose their best players? At this rate, it's going to happen to one of the Borussia teams.
Yeah, it is a bit strange. Like you said, they're great going forward, but defensively they're a bit suspect, I'd say. I think that's the term. Would you say that's fair? Just a bit suspect going defensively. They're not that strong defensively, and with the battle for the Champions League going on and the pressures on both of the Borussia clubs, I think it's important that they focus mainly on not conceding as many goals as they are and keeping it tight at the back. I think both clubs deserve to be in the Champions League, but I think it could end up being a shootout between both of those two clubs, whether it's going to be Mönchengladbach or Dortmund at the end of the season.
I think after this, Dortmund will be the favourites out of them and Mönchengladbach, just because Dortmund have the experience, they have the squad to do it, and I think when they turn it on, they are a very, very, very good team, especially on the attack side of things with Haaland up front. You just never know what they can do. Which, surprisingly, lads, Haaland didn't score today, unless he didn't play.
Got an assist. Got a penalty, and I was shocked that Haaland didn't take it.
An assist? That's going downgrading. That is, Luke. Come on.
No, but Dortmund got a pen and he didn't take it.
Yeah,
which was odd.
Yeah. Right, lads. Before we just go through the final result, I'm going to ask for your man of the match. Who wants to go first?
Nicholas Nkunku.
Nkunku? Go on then, why?
He came alive. First half he was all right. Second half I thought he came alive. He played a crucial part in. He got an assist. Didn't he get an assist for one of the goals? I felt him.
I'm not sure.
For me, it was either him or Tyler Adams. For me, I just felt like second half I thought they absolutely dominated that midfield, but for me, Nicholas Nkunku did more going forward. I felt like he I felt like he got an assist for at least one of the goals. But I'm just going to double check now. So if it shows up on.
Do you want me to ask Joe while you look?
Yeah.
Go on, Joe. You're man of the match for this game.
Well, I was going to pick Jan Sommer because he had the saves he made. Because if it wasn't for his second half performance, they would have lost by more. But obviously they conceded in the last minute, so that makes me look like an idiot picking the goalkeeper. But no, you know what? I'm going to stick with him because of his performance. He stopped some. Like in the first half, he didn't have to do that much, but the opportunities that Leipzig did have, he was there and preventing them from scoring. And then the second half, if it wasn't for him, I think Leipzig could have got 4, 5, maybe 6. So yeah, I'm going to give it Jan Sommer.
I was going to give it to him until I think when you concede 3 goals, it's hard to give it to a goalkeeper. For me, I'm going to give it to Poulsen. I just thought his energy in that second half was great. He got a goal. It was a great finish outside the box, which hit the inside post into the goal. Low shot finish. And I just think, there's something about Poulsen. It's a team, isn't it, Leipzig? It's not individuals. But Poulsen today just did it for me, so I'm going to give it to Poulsen.
Poulsen reminds me of Seb Aller at Eintracht Frankfurt. Looks great in the system, like with the way Leipzig play, but you do worry that if he does move on, he's not going to have the same impact as what he does at Leipzig.
Yeah.
Nkunku got a goal and an assist.
Well, look at Werner.
Yeah.
Yeah. I still think maybe he could have stayed at Leipzig, but what do I know?
Yeah. Yes. So Nkunku got a goal and an assist. Got the assist for the winner and started off the comeback with his goal. So he's my man of the match.
Right, I think that's our man of the matches. And before we finish, let's give you the stats from the game. So at the end, Leipzig had 11 on target, 10 off target. Mönchengladbach, nothing changed in the second half as you'd expect. It was at half time, 2 on target, 3 off target. And the possession was on Leipzig's side, 58% to 42. And look at the passes, 654 to 318 towards Leipzig. Corners, it was 4-3 to Mönchengladbach, which of course they didn't make the most out of. 4 offsides against Leipzig, and let's not forget they had 2 goals disallowed, Leipzig, so it could have been 5-2. Danny Olmo with the most shots for Leipzig, Jonas Hoffmann for 3 shots for Mönchengladbach. And looking at the top 3 fantasy players, if you've got a fantasy team in the Bundesliga, well, if you got Danny Olmo, then he got you 19 points. That's the most points in this game. In terms of Mönchengladbach, here's the top 3. Embolo with 8, which I think Embolo is a great player. I think people need to look into him to sign, because there's something about him. He just really wants to always push the ball forward. He never looks back. He just keeps pushing it forward. I love to see football like that. He got 8 points. Hoffman got 7, and Jan Sommer got 7. So that's something for you to be proud of, Joe. He got your man of the match nomination, and he also got 7 points for fantasy teams in the Bundesliga. And Nkunku, which was Luke's man of the match, got 17, and my man of the match, Poulsen, came 3rd for Leipzig with 14 points. So quickly before we go, let's have a look at the table that ends for today before the triple header tomorrow. So Bayern Munich stayed top with their 5-1 win over FC Cologne. 52 points they're on. Same amount of games of 23 with Leipzig. Leipzig are 2 points behind because of that late winner thanks to Sorloth. They are back to 2 points. But the goal difference, Bayern Munich lead by 12, which is probably no surprise there. Wolfsburg with their win because of Frankfurt's defeat last night has put them in 3rd. Dortmund are in 5th place at the moment. That means they're 3 points behind Frankfurt for the Champions League. And Bayer Leverkusen are 6th, 2 points behind Dortmund. But if Leverkusen can win tomorrow, they will go back into 5th, and Dortmund will have to go to 6th. Union Berlin, well, they'll be thrilled, because if Mönchengladbach had got anything from the game tonight, they would have been back to 8th. But instead, it's Mönchengladbach who are 8th, and the newly promoted team of Stuttgart, with their big win over Schalke today, has put them in 9th and just a point behind Mönchengladbach. And at the bottom of the table, Schalke, another defeat today. That's their 16th defeat of the season. They have 23 games, and they have 2 teams above them who have a game in hand over Schalke, and that is Bielefeld and Mainz. Bielefeld 16th in the playoff relegation spot, and Mainz in 17th. Only a point between them two. Sorry, no, a point between them. Schalke are 8 points behind Mainz, but Mainz and Bielefeld have games in hand. Lads, I think that's come to the end of our live watch along. That was a thrilling game of football. We hope to do it again in our next watch along, and we do have one. We actually have 2 games tomorrow. We have PSV Eindhoven versus Ajax, which I'll be doing, and then that's followed by the big one, Chelsea versus Manchester United, in the Premier League, which kicks off at 4:30. Joe, I believe you've got some guests for that one.
Yeah, we've got Darren, who's a United fan. We've got Adam, who's a Chester fan, and possibly Seb joins us.
He better turn up.
Who doesn't support a team?
Who doesn't support a team.
He'll be our
so
neutral man.
He'll be the neutral man along with me because I can't win either way with that one. Chelsea versus United.
No, Joe, we know who we need to win.
So anyway,
Raw.
my thanks to Luke Tanner and Joe Stanley tonight. Well done, lads. That was a great game. And of course, my thanks to you lot at home for keeping us entertained on our live chat page and subscribing to Let's Talk Sport. We're now at 381. Let's get to 400 in the next few days. Really appreciate your support. Anyway, thanks for watching, and we'll see you very soon. Good night, everyone.